Hello. Hi, chat. Oh, I forgot I moved my camera. Oh, and I forgot I moved my mic. Ah, hold up. Okay, I muted it so you wouldn't hear me moving the mic all over the place. Hello. Welcome. Hi. Oh my god. Whoa. We're not watching Late Night with the Devil right now. Let me fix that. Also, it's like... we're gonna watch Public Freakouts first. Actually, I'm gonna put that over in the other thing. We're gonna... Working on Lucy cosplay. That's what we're working on. And then we are watching... Not Mystery Inc. I like how I should both of the things we're watching. We're watching... There we go. Yes. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Yeah, kids always get everyone sick. That sucks. That sucks. I made a new thumbnail though, kind of Halloween themed, and I updated my hair color because I hadn't done that yet. Whoops, even though my hair has been this color for a minute, to the point that I need to start redyeing my roots because they're starting to grow in, and I'm gonna look bald. I'm gonna look bald as fuck. Anyway, so I'm gonna pull the Lucy cosplay out. I have to go get a few like items and pull up an out. Do I have a photo that I can put up on here that's... let me find a picture I can actually put on here. Just see if I can't find something that... Okay, I found a... Is it? It's a weapon piece. Why? Why would you do that? Okay, whew, JPEG. That was close. Okay. True. Fuck. Which reminds me, there's a movie that we need to watch. It's called Baby. We have to watch it. We need to add that to our Halloween list because, bitch, what the fuck? Right! I had to get the ick. We all need to get the ick together now. We all must suffer. That's one of those movies that's like stuck with me. I don't know why that just reminded me of it, but like, no, there's no kids in that movie. There are no there's no children in the movie. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. It will spoil it. Don't look it up. Go into it blind. Just trust me and Pips. Trust us and go into it blind, please. Because I want to see your reactions. I need to see your reactions. Okay, anyway, so fuck. Okay, so we're gonna pull this up. Ah, Lucy taking over my screen. Lucy, chill. Okay, let me crop this so it's just the actual thingy. There we go. This is the cosplay. The cosplay. Cropped. Very good. I'm gonna pull up the whole thing on my screen though, so I can actually see it better. Because I gotta do this. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some finessing of the items that I purchased, but I think we can figure it out. I'm excited. Did you know the game is made with AI? Somebody wasn't on our stream. Somebody's a fake fucking fan. I'm not even gonna justify that with an actual response because you're a fake fucking fan and you weren't there for the stream. So you don't get to know what we know or not, do you? Because you weren't there. So. Okay, so we're gonna do I swap? Real fans were in the stream. I don't know what to say. Okay, so let me, I think I'm gonna swap our screens around here. So that we can watch this. Yeah, I'll just pull Lucy back up here. Okay, there we go. Of course it's the wrong size. It's always the wrong size. All right. All right, there we go. Put it over here. Okay, actually I can change this then. I like how I swap it around 50 times because my layouts are different. Okay, fixed. Here we go. Let me know how the volume is. Too loud is what the volume is.
You wasn't gonna let me over?
What were we listening to before that was so fucking loud?
You could have eased up. You could have let me over.
You know, it's good.
You could have let me over, sir.
Grandma Gina does not play games. TikTok user Gina Knowles treated us to an instant classic after she tracked down the man who stole her phone that morning and treated him to some street justice.
Hey, guess where I'm at? I am far from my job because this guy right here wanted to steal my phone this morning. And he's in handcuffs, as you can see. Yep, he's in handcuffs. But Gina, because she's such a beautiful, God-loving person, is gonna let him go. And guess what? Are you gonna steal from me? Look at me. Are you gonna steal from anybody anymore? No. Anymore. Look at the camera. What's your name? What is your name?
Gina.
Fuck that!
Gina.
All right, Guess what? You wasn't thinking about that shit when you stole my mother phone. Darius is not gonna steal.
Did she just have handcuffs, or was that from the cops?
Ever again.
There's like an ambulance behind her.
Right, Darius?
I'm sorry.
What you think you at? You see that?
Never a dull moment
The
at
immediate
Subway.
arrest,
TikTok
that was
user
so
Rich
good.
Chrome recorded an old-timer being
Where
a
did he
total
come
asshole
from?
to this sandwich artist before noticing that Rich was recording
Bro
and
was
turning his
waiting.
ire on him. I had to censor him a little bit, actually, because he starts dropping N-bombs at the end.
Oh.
Come on. Come on. You want to talk to me like that?
Alright, I'm gonna grab the stuff from the closet.
Good job.
I gotta like pull
Tell me your name.
because it's in an animal box.
What? You know, you're afraid because you know you're going to get your ass in trouble for not doing your job? Go ahead, video it, dumbass.
Bro, who are you talking? I don't work here. You don't talk to me like that.
It's over here.
Now, watch your mouth. You don't talk to me like that. I don't work.
I'm trying to do
What?
things right now.
Hey, I don't give a what you is, bro. You don't talk to me like that. I'm a minor. You don't get to talk to me like that, bro. I'll beat your ass too. Don't talk to me like that.
Go ahead.
You don't.
Touch me, mother.
Oh, I don't work here. I don't work here. I'll call the police on your ass over here, threatening little kids.
Touch me.
If out of my face. What is this?
Okay, I have two different wings.
I am not a...
I think these wings are better.
This shit going on TikTok, bro.
Yeah. These wings.
Oh shit! Oh wow, dude. Oh
If we
wow.
save these for something though.
Your tail light's not broken though. Look. Can we not do this? I'm sorry.
You just drilled my car.
I didn't drill it.
Yeah, the dark wings are definitely the one.
Okay.
Bumper is hanging off
I
the
will.
car.
Can we
Oh my god, that
talk?
looks like my old car.
Some people. Dude, what is your problem?
Keep running your mouth, that's what it is. I said shut the
I'm not gonna shut up. Come at me, I got you on camera, dude. Like, what the is your issue? He dropped paper.
bro.
You know, come on, Diego.
TikTok user MoyM2019 uploaded a crazy confrontation that she found herself in after her daughters were chased down all the way back to their houses by a road-raging lunatic Karen who, surprise, surprise, believed she was completely in the right until the very end. Apparently this all happened because after sitting at a green light for several seconds, these girls decided to hit the horn and let this lady know, hey, you need to go, you're holding everyone up. Which apparently caused this Karen an anxiety attack that was so bad, she had to put the car in park and sit in the turn lane, blocking all the people behind her. But not bad enough, apparently, to give her any reservations about coming up to their door and screaming at them, or about following two random people to their house. Crazy. You're crazy.
Recording them. And she's recording me now too. Look, if she's gonna record. Here, there we go.
Okay. I have bonus other cosplay stuff here that is not for this, but...
Honked at you because you weren't paying attention in traffic? Yeah.
No, you honked at me when the light turned green.
Because there was an arrow, you had the right of way to turn.
Right.
Okay, so I got some fake
like in 1 second.
piercings, because Lucy's tongue is pierced.
And then I continued to lay on the horn.
Because you fully went into park and sat there.
Okay, can you turn that off, please?
No, I have the right to
You went
record.
up to my car recording me. So she has every right
But
to
you
record.
continued to lay on the horn.
Because
It'll
you
work.
weren't going.
Right.
She sat there
But
in
you
park at
hit
the light.
the horn when the light turned, and when
You
it
were
was
at
like
the light
1
for at least
millisecond.
5 seconds before I hit the horn.
And then I
was
got
red.
It wasn't
ear
No,
cuffs.
it was red when I stopped at the light.
Yes, when you stopped at the light. When I got
And I have
to the
these
light, it was
horns, but I
green,
think we're gonna have to
and you were
paint
not going.
them.
So yes, I hit the horn.
Cause
Are you gonna get this
Did
upset
you-
at a child?
They don't
because
really
she
work
honked at you
exactly.
when you
You're
were
a child,
going?
maybe you shouldn't be driving.
they're not exactly what I was
Continue
hoping
to lay
for.
on the horn non-stop.
So we might have to do
Because
some
you stopped your car.
horns.
Okay.
You were
so
in park.
Why? Okay.
Her fucking shirt, dude.
Video with him.
Good job. I already have the video, and we have called the cops. So.
Why were you? Good. We're all gonna call the cops.
Cool. So
Awesome.
they stayed honking the horn.
They stayed honking the
Okay.
horn at the light, and she did not let off of the horn. Whatsoever.
See, my issue is that they're not big enough. Like, the shape isn't what I
My
want.
legs literally are
The
shaking
wig.
right now still.
The color is,
Go
like,
about your
pretty
day.
fucking
Stop
small.
following kids. You're weird.
There's a
You
reason
guys,
to
you
follow.
guys,
Stop talking.
You
Okay.
can't be aggressive like that. That's called
It's not
road
aggressive.
rage.
Okay,
It
When
is.
she keeps turning my fan to auto.
And I understand.
He sits on it with his fat
But
ass.
wouldn't that give you anxiety following them to an unknown location even more?
You're a parent.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you
think
didn't-
it's
you
an
didn't know.
admirable. I think it's an admirable thing.
You didn't
to
know
come and be
who was going to be
courageous,
here.
and that's fine.
And, you know, come out acting a different way. You didn't know
quiet.
who would be here.
No, I don't.
Like, these are minors. So
Okay.
you don't know who you're following.
Mhm.
So what is the point of that? Technically, you're following them, so that is road rage in itself. They didn't follow you.
No, that's not road rage.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
You followed them to a location that they were going. That's road rage. And that's intimidation of a minor.
So we've
No,
got...
I'm not trying to intimidate them. I'm
Then why
actually
did you
trying to
follow
reconcile the information.
I got
and
fingerless
say, look,
ones because
you
I need to be able to,
probably
like,
don't wanna
touch my
do that to
fucking
people because you don't know. There's a lot of traffic out here. Okay, you probably think that I continued to sit at the light just to tick you off even more, but no, I did not feel comfortable pulling out into a four-way stop once the light changed again. Because, like I said, my leg is still like shaking because you jilted me so much.
You don't think it bothered me when you came up to my door, got
What
your
did
phone in
you
my
ex-
face and flipped me off?
You
This
flipped me
works.
off first.
I didn't
Let's
flip you
be
off first.
real
That's
about
Okay,
that.
okay.
She has
well,
it on recording.
The
You flipped
situation,
me off
I
first.
understand. It gave you anxiety, but you coming out of your vehicle, going to their vehicle as them being minors, even if they flipped you off, you could have just went about your day. But instead,
No,
you
I'm not gonna
continue
pull out
to
into a
proceed
four.
here.
I'm not gonna
Okay,
pull out
but
into
you
a
followed
four-way.
them and continued to come here. And to do what?
To have a conversation
Okay,
to
well, this
convey to them
conversation-
probably don't do that
Thank
to
you for your
people.
information. I'll discuss it with them.
Uh-huh.
This conversation's done. So as far as I'm concerned, have a great
We'll
day.
probably see you guys in court. So.
Okay, sure. Good luck with that. Good luck with that because you're not
Have
gonna
fun
get
paying.
anywhere with it. There was nothing done illegally other than you following minors to a place of residence. Well, maybe you
We
shouldn't
pass
be
it for
driving
briefing.
with
Fingerless gloves go
anxiety
harder?
that
Yeah, I
easily.
agree.
It could go both ways. Have a great day.
Everything is fine, but can you back out?
See how these look.
Everything is great. Can you please back out so that my child can get in? Okay. But you're parked in a no.
I'll have to
You're
adjust
parked in a no park.
wire.
That's.
Your ass down before I comment for you.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Could you please back out?
Take all you want. Your camp, but calm your ass down.
Okay. Could you please
think the
move
issue
so
is
that my
I'm
child
sure.
can get into the. So you're not going to move? Okay.
Give me my order right.
Before you do.
Give me my order right. You liberal.
I'm not what you did. I'll get your.
Okay.
I know you're liberal.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble. That I love right there. That I love. Can you call the police, please? Can you call the police, please? That's your worker. That's your worker. I want to file charges on her.
What?
TikTok creator Lisa Carey caught a confrontation during a beautiful sunset on the shores of Lake Ontario, where these people have what appears to be lakeside mobile homes, and they absolutely apparently hate it when campers and tourists come and obstruct their sunset views by doing things like parking their golf cart here right in front of their view, which this guy and his friend apparently did with their dog.
tourists, but come
The
on.
residents of said lakeside mobile home are not happy.
I am serious right now. Yeah, it's right in front of my face. No, there is no. There are two no parking signs on either side of this. I started nice.
Oh, there he is.
I started
I have to
nice.
hold it.
I said please. Now you pissed me off.
Okay, go back to your camp.
Then you need to
No, we
move
won't.
so that I
will not
can
be I will not
enjoy.
be talked to like that. No.
You will not be talked to like that?
No, I won't.
Why? Because you're an old white man?
Yeah. You got something better than that? This is old white man.
An old black man, I guess.
Back to your camp. Get out of your lane.
I'm cleaning my room tomorrow before stream.
I
Go
got
back
it.
to your camp.
Otherwise, that would be a problem. Okay.
You ain't gonna win this war, honey.
That's better.
She's trying to get the neighbors coming out. She lets the neighbors come out.
Hell yeah, these are cute.
Got another parking spot right
I'll have
here.
to find a good way to like hide them better, but like this works.
Oh, here comes another.
So, if you want to park there,
Your Wendy's was slow.
I don't care. But if you park in front of my site,
So
while I'm sitting there trying to enjoy the sunset, then I'm going to have problems.
Well, we're not enjoying it with your mouth running.
And they did the right thing.
Come out here.
Now, excuse me, can I say something? According to the rules of Brother Beach, there is supposed to be no parking on this street.
Mr. Kaiser.
Look.
You want to see
Yeah.
if your dog in the basket is a health code
let's
violation of California state law? Here you go, ma'am. How about this? QR code. You want to see? Oh, manager, right now? No, I don't want to get knocked out. Get out of my face.
Hey, get back.
Now.
Get back. Bobby, you know her. She's being rude. We're not doing that to her. You are.
Knock me out.
You are.
Dogs are not allowed.
I have-
Dogs out.
First of all,
According to TikTok user Annie, she and her friend had stopped into the Westfield Valley Fair shopping mall in San Jose to get some ice cream. And they get into the parking lot, notice a car leaving, and throw their blinker on and wait behind it, as you do. She says that to avoid blocking the cars behind her, she even moved forward slightly past the car that was pulling out, but continued signaling that it was
Halloween
clearly
Mormon.
their intent
Let's
to
go.
take it.
Let's go.
Now, instead of going past the woman behind them, who we'll call Porsche Karen, decided, no, actually, that
now
spot
I
was
have.
hers now, and used her
did.
car to block them from taking the
We can put
spot,
the other
all
lights
while
on.
screaming at them and demanding that she have the spot. Annie adds that even the other drivers behind them that were held up by this lady had gotten out of their cars to tell
This was the
Porsche
closest I can
Karen
find
that she was in the
pattern-wise.
wrong for this.
You can find your own spot, though.
Hard as fuck to find a
your own
red on
parking
red. I
spot.
can only find black
You
on
can
red.
find your own parking spot. Why? Because we waited. Munchie. What does gender have anything to do? Ma'am, wait, ma'am. You can find your own parking spot like everyone else here. Okay with that. You should be okay with that. You should find your own parking spot. He's not my boyfriend, so that doesn't matter. None of that is your business. Your business is to find your own parking spot. If you need to find your headset, please go look for it at a different spot because we were already here and they just told you that. So please just accept that and find your own spot so you can find your headset. Thank you. You're wasting your own time. You know what? Karma will get you. Oh dear. What did we do wrong? We did nothing wrong. You almost hit us for no reason.
Alright.
We waited patiently like everyone else.
Annie also shares that when she and her friend returned to her car after all this, the car had been keyed.
Oh.
Wonder who that could have been.
Sir, why are you screaming?
Shit. I've been attacked. Nick!
Oh?
Call the police.
you hit me.
I did not! You
Call
got
the
broke my
police.
thumb.
But not for me. That is the same energy.
Check out, please.
Oh no, you're taking your time, remember?
Oh, yeah.
They're like literally putting hands on you.
A place is like you have no income. I don't give a like I said, are you okay?
What are you doing, evil kitten?
And you have kids in the car. Drive like you have some common sense. Or get beat the up. And I'm not playing. I'm not even laughing. I'm dead ass. And she will get it too. Bitch, I'll call my sister in 2.5. Stop playing with people.
You're not allowed to think.
Let's check in on a random Waffle House somewhere in Texas and see how things are going there.
Come and get you some, mother. Come and get you some. If you think you're man enough, dude, do what you gotta do. I ain't scared of shit.
Okay, let's not do that. Or you can get outside, or you can not come back
Yeah,
in here.
we go outside. We go outside. You weigh about what my left leg weighs, dude.
Stop. 1775.
Sir.
A Dollar General in Bronzeville is facing a possible avalanche of lawsuits from the many customers that their store manager decided to trap in the store in an attempt to stop the thieves that she had noticed from escaping. TikTok user Kells D's caught the entire incident on tape, and it even made the news the next day.
Oof. Okay, I have a bunch of tramp stamps to look through, or womb tats, not tramp stamps.
It's in the police right now.
I got these.
That's the police.
Hold on, attach them.
I'm so nervous. Like, this is not gonna end well. What if they shooting? What if they shoot? What if they shoot, man? What if they shoot? Can I get out? Let me just go.
We might have to glue some of those.
Can I just go while
other
y'all?
armbands
I'm gonna just go while y'all. I don't. Let me get out.
these are
Let me get
long
out while y'all here. I need to go.
Hey, hold up. We're trying to figure something. Hold up, before anybody leaves.
We gotta go.
Man, hold on, man. We got locked in here.
We gotta go.
Bro, that ain't nothing to do with us.
Not letting anybody leave.
Bruh.
We gotta go. Like,
come on, man. Get the out of here.
They're in the store right now. They're in the store. It's not none of us. It's not none of us. Let us out. I'm nervous. They're in the back over there.
Girl.
You guys step back so I can talk to her. Like,
Okay.
We're trying to figure this out.
Which ones?
None
The
of
first
us.
ones or
She's
these
telling you.
ones?
She knows us. Can I go?
Hey, what is your name, man?
These people here, all customers.
Yeah, that's the one that locked us
So
in.
you the one that locked us in here?
Yeah, hey, what's your name?
These motherfuckers have been in here with a gun,
You like
and
the
you
second
locked
one?
us in here with them.
Second one? I know, I'm surprised. I'm happy that it goes up so far. I think that was my main hesitation, was that I wasn't sure if it was going to be long enough, but yeah.
Oh my God.
But the first one's shinier, so I'm not sure.
I don't want to get in trouble with anyone. I'm serious. October 4, I'm for the positive. And she's for the negative, what she's telling me.
I'm also just thinking, like, which ones are going to have more to, like, hold on to, and the first ones are more, like, structured. So I'm not sure.
This comes all the time. I don't even expect in the store like you would come. Emergency. You're just my hair color, you stinking steak.
Dude, you want to...
Or Norm.
Damn, got snake brain. Look, I have to pay for this shit. I need this first time. Jesus, jealous of me to death.
Okay, what is the problem?
English is the problem.
Oh, really? So, right here is coming only people
They speak English, yeah.
All right, the Spanish people, we can't come in here.
I didn't say that. I said
Because
speak
you
English.
say done.
If you don't know how to speak English, why would you?
I'm telling you, I want one combo number one and I'm two jugger per 5. But I do I'm here and do you want work. Do you see your face? Do you see your face? Eh?
Andale.
What you say?
Andale.
Okay.
Andale. Necesito. Go.
Which one? Which one is giving...
TikTok user
Lucy
Lola
more?
Libre says she
I feel
was
like this one
assaulted
is
at
closer to the
Claire's
forehand
of all
being
places
covered.
after she decided to confront the Stepford wives that she had heard accusing her of stealing from the store. Now, they didn't say it to her face, but she overheard them say it. And since she hadn't stolen from the store, she took it a little personally, and probably so would I.
Okay, yeah, I think the first one.
You don't know me very well.
I think I've circled back to the first one.
And shrimp.
This one
Get
looks
outta here.
closer to Lucy.
They're causing
Yeah.
trouble with these ladies. Get the
Yeah,
out,
I think
you
this
trash.
is too dainty almost.
Get out.
You totally stole.
Cause like,
Stole.
this is giving like Raven.
Get out.
She literally
Which
just...
Touch me.
would be good for Raven.
You touch me.
Stupid ass bitch.
Get the fuck out of here.
I
Told you,
What
come.
I'm gonna do. You stole from the store and you know it. You did, and you know
What
it.
did
I
I do?
saw
That's
it.
why
It
you
went
come
straight
back.
into your
Tell
left,
me. Tell
left
me.
thing.
What the
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
If
know.
anything, it'd be shorter. I can like roll it.
I did right now.
You didn't see shit. Call him.
Come step outside. Come step outside.
Okay, so not these.
Get out.
Come step outside.
These are the winner.
Don't touch my
And
stuff.
these have
Don't
more
touch my
structure, so I
stuff.
feel
You step
more.
outside, you do what you gotta do, you step outside. That's not my
I
problem.
feel like gluing
Whatever
stuff on.
happened, that
I
was
need
not
to
my
decide
thing. You can
which
do
of
whatever you
these are
want,
going
but outside
where.
the store. Okay?
I didn't do anything.
That's
I feel
cool.
like these will be
Do
the
whatever you
actual
want,
risk
but outside the
ones.
store, okay? You can keep recording. I don't care about none of that. Take a deep breath, but don't touch none of my stuff.
I'm not touching
No,
them.
no, at the moment. Just
And
now.
then these ones we can attach
Yo, bro.
over here. It's not long enough to go around because I can only find like wrist-sized ones, but I figured that if it's just like we just maybe like
It's all that room down here, bro.
Exactly.
Standing right in front of my face, bro.
Exactly. We chop and then we.
Oh, yo, bro.
Exactly. Thank you, Munchie.
No, but you don't respect my shit.
I don't really want to extend it. I'm just gonna actually attach it to the glove because it's gonna be super fucking annoying.
Can you please move down there? Please move down there, bro.
TikTok user Nanda the Great says he was going over to see if this guy
That is a baby
needed
crime.
help. I
That's-
now I
that
don't know
might
if
be a
that's
baby
true or not.
felony,
He might have come over just to like give him a hard
Yeah.
time or
It
make
might
fun
be a
of
baby
him for
felony.
his car breaking down. But
You don't want to commit
he might
baby
have also
felony.
just been going over to lend a hand because people do that all the time. But instead, he
Baby
was met
felonies are
with
bad. You can't
a
eat this
tirade
stuff.
of rather uncreative racist insults. But don't worry, this clearly isn't our main character's first confrontation, and he handles this grumpy Gus just fine.
What was that? You heard me. Hey, at least my car works.
How about your lawnmower? Does your lawnmower work?
Yeah, does yours? Or is it smoking as much as your car?
What I do is I pay hookers like yourself to come and mow my yard.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you might have to get a mechanic to come fix your car.
Okay. Well, maybe I'd like to hire your dad.
Yeah, hire
Maybe I'd
him.
like to hire your
Choker.
Yeah.
$8 an hour.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Day order.
Hey, at least his car
Adios,
works.
amigo. Adios, amigo.
That's right, buddy. That's
Adios.
right.
Okay.
That's why you're where you're at.
And then I have
Start your car. Try to
a
start
tank
your car,
top.
man.
Obviously, it's long
your
right now,
car.
but we're gonna crop it.
Goodbye.
This was as close as I could find, but this will work.
You don't
And
like
I can
it, right?
paint on this.
Hold up to me.
I'll probably dilute some
My
white
dad
puffy
came,
paint
got out
or
of his
something,
car
like
earlier and threatened me
Yeah, I
with a hammer. I
threatened
to
believe he
paint
had
on
in his
it.
hand. Or was it a gun?
I threatened
What was
to-
it, a gun
I
or a
threatened
hammer?
to help
What
you.
Was it? What was it, a gun or a hammer?
My hands to help you.
Your gun or your
And then I have two pairs of
My hands
shorts.
to help you push your piece of
I
shit
wasn't sure
car.
which size to get, so I just got two. But yeah, I got the shorts. One of these will be the better fitting ones. And then I'm sure I have a black thong somewhere, and if I don't, I can just attach black string. Or get a black thong. Okay, so the wig.
I see your energy
Wig still
changed when
needs
it
to
came to
be
a man now.
zhuzhed. And then we need to figure out which of these. And then do the horns. Bruh. People are so hungry. Munchie, you want up on your thing? You want up on baby perch? You want up on your baby perch? Here. You know what, Munchie? How about we do this? Because you are very wild and crazy kitten. And you know what you really enjoy as a wild and crazy kitten? You like this. Yeah. You really... Yeah. Oh my gosh. He's crazy. He's crazy. You getting it, sir? You crazy? Wild and crazy kitten. Alright. Here, let's put your tent up. Let's put up your tent, because you're crazy right now. Okay? Kitten tent. Kitten tent. Calm down in the kitten tent. Okay? Sure. Mr. Badago, come here. Munchie. Come here, sure. Look, a tent. Oh my gosh, Munchie. Look. What a good spot to have this.
Alright, you have a little spot now, sir. Here you go, back to me in your baby tent. Your bag is open. Got a feather inside. I'm going too crazy. There you go. Are you happy now? Can you calm down? Happy kitten? Alright. We've achieved happy kitten.
I'm gonna use this to keep the parts in.
No, Munchie, no! Oh, boys, look, there's a tent pole, boys, look. You can hang out in the tent pole, boys. Oh, you can hang out in their pole, boys.
One for Morbin. No, Morbin will get the pink wings. I'll just put him in the pink wings. All the tiny things in here. Ah. I'm probably gonna be working on putting some of this together tomorrow as well. But we'll kind of fit her through it today a bit. We have wig and we have to go through these. Honestly, this first one doesn't look far off, but let me find the next video. Okay, here we got some more body cam. It's similar, and then we'll do there was a Reckoning video I wanted to watch with you guys. Okay. Link. Okay, there we go.
Which one? Come here. Don't do anything. Come here. Relax.
Correctional Officer Keela had no idea that what she and her family had done would cost her her job.
Jesus Christ.
What started as a normal family outing quickly turned into a heated brawl when Keela's husband got into a fight with another couple, even bringing a knife along. What they didn't realize was that everything was being recorded, captured both on security cameras and on a bystander's phone.
No, you're good,
which
you're
we'll
good.
see shortly. To break up the fight,
it was loud.
multiple officers were quickly dispatched to the area.
Get out of my way. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you.
Are you terrified? He's a baby. I know, he's a little baby. I know. He's so happy in his tent.
Okay. This is a strong contender. Like, this one's giving the same energy. Let me, like... zoom that bulge in ever so slightly. Anyway, this is giving the same, this is the same energy, so we'll keep that one pulled out. This is cute, but not as much the same energy, so not that one. Okay, not the same energy, but very cute. I have a bunch of these now as a huge pack. That's the same energy. It's just the same one in a different color. Ooh, actually, this one is same energy. This one's pretty good. No, this one's cute though.
Every time Keela and her daughter saw the victim, they began cursing and threatening him.
Ooh,
They didn't
actually,
realize that
no.
because of them kicking and punching the
It's too
victim's wife in
floral.
the face, she had lost consciousness and was being transported to a nearby hospital, making their situation even worse.
Dude, the poor hospital staff.
Don't do anything.
Cute, but not it. I'm trying to find a way to show it to you guys. These are all really cute. That one's not that far off. That one's pretty good. That one's just, ooh, hold on. We're getting closer. We are getting closer. This one. This is my top contender so far. That one's pretty good. A lot of flower ones. They're really cute though. Not for Lucy, but this one's cute. Oh, this is cute. These are cute too.
Do you want to press charges? Yes or no?
Okay. We've almost reached the end of this pile. I have another pile though. Hold on, the one up. Hold up. This. Oh god, this one might actually. This might be. Oh god. I also want to get a room tap. I already have it designed actually. I just am lazy and don't want to sit through that. Okay, let's go through my other pile. But out of the ones that we put aside, let me pull out our favorites here. This one, obviously. This one's also pretty fucking good. Yeah, I think those two are the top contenders. Okay, let's see the other pile. See if one of these is closer or not. Okay, well that's why you don't fake that. That's why you don't fake that. Don't do that.
There's way too many about doing about it.
I'm an officer myself. You did me a favor and stand over here? I'm an officer myself. I get it. I get where you're going. Here, I get it. Here you go. My ID's right here. Here's my credentials.
Okay.
Just as officers detained both parents, the 25-year-old daughter slipped past police and fled the scene with her boyfriend, leaving her parents behind.
Very cute. Not it though. Okay, also very cute. Also not it, but getting closer.
I was getting a piece. I didn't even know what's going on. He disrespected my daughter. He saw it. I don't know. When I came out, they were fighting.
This is really fucking cute, but I think it's too purple. But like, ooh. Oh, that's cute.
I was alone. His girl came behind and yelled at some other girl.
Not it though, not it. But that's cute.
He looked at me. I said, bro, I'm not with them. I know. I said,
this is closer to like what my actual room tap would look like. More like this energy. Except I would have it be like rainbow.
They say nothing. It was over.
How cute that is.
I already paid my food.
I'm using this in something.
So I'm the thing. He gonna say,
I'm putting this aside.
Bro, you were talking crazy all. You were
I'm
talking
definitely
crazy all
using
night.
that for something in the
I said,
future.
you talking to me, bro? I said, bro, I can say nothing too.
Okay.
He said, nah, you
It's
talking
too red,
crazy. I
though.
said, you talking about dude
That's
over
also
there.
cute.
He was talking crazy to his wife because you just yelled at his girls about the line.
Yes, well, they are the cops.
I said, bro, I got nothing to do with him. He was like, all right. So she was like, oh, I'm a cop, I'm this, I'm that. I said, bro, nobody care about all that. That's what she said to the girls. So the girls got mad, just walked out of line.
Who else is gonna yell at you about the law, though, other than the police or like a lawyer?
Where's your daughter at? She's inside with the other officers?
Yeah.
Okay. You alright, bro? I'm good, bro. You sure?
That's super cute.
Yeah, I'm not giving that energy. You giving it.
These ones are really fucking cute.
He gonna say, bro, you were talking crazy all night.
This is not that far off, actually. Like, I wish I had more of a heart shape, and then it would be perfect, but too wing. Too much wing.
I don't walk back and forth already. Like, I'm been done already. So he gonna pull out a knife. The one green, it was
There's a lot.
little black knife.
I think there's like 40 or something.
Like, yo, what's going on?
This is not that far off, honestly. I'm putting this one in the pile.
I said, bro, what the f*** you drunk or something? I don't even know you, bro. What you talking about? He's like, nah, that shit.
Not quite it.
So, his
The other
man
ones are
got
closer.
With the black hoodie was trying to break it up. I said, bro, your man, come on. He coming at me for no reason. I got nothing to do with that. He said, let it go, let it go.
Okay, maybe.
Bro, it's nothing to a problem.
I feel like the heart, again, it's not big enough. But this is cute. This one reminds me of like Iron Mouse.
He got a knife. So his girl come out of nowhere and hit my wife. She hit him first. So she hit her. So she hit her. And then he jumped in,
Not
like,
it,
oh, he
but
grabbed
also
her.
very
So I
cute.
grabbed the girl, like,
Close,
chill
but
out.
not quite.
Fighting over no reason.
There's a lot of cute ones here. This is a good pack, honestly. I just got this off Amazon, by the
You
way.
searched me already too. I ain't
This
had
is
no
cute.
knife. I ain't got no knife on me.
It's got little flowers in it.
I don't. You
My
said
camera's
it
not
too.
focusing great.
And I didn't want to hit his girl. His girl kept coming in my face. I didn't want to hit her. She kept tagging me.
We can definitely use these in the future.
I had to swing. I'm hitting girls and anybody.
This is the other reason why I can't get a wound tat yet, is because, like,
my daughter.
What's your daughter wearing?
I gotta do that. Okay, that's the end of the pile. That's the pile.
Yeah.
Kayla graduated from the police academy in 2014 and had been working as a correctional officer
Oh.
for 10 years, earning an
What are
annual
you-
salary of
Girl,
$78,399.
why are you acting this way then?
Although this was her
Should you
first
not-
time getting into trouble with the law,
Should you
this
not know
mistake
better?
was about to cost her the stable life she had built.
So he was like, nah, that shit, like, I wild.
Alright, so the only one that's, like, slightly better is this one.
So he swing the knife and I grab the knife on
I think the
my arm.
top one is the best.
I hook him, like, you put your arm out and I hook
I
him
think
like
this one's the
So
closest,
then I
but
hook
this
him,
one is
and
also...
he fall back.
Chat.
The knife, yeah,
Help
he had
me.
his little hands, little
Alright,
rocket
this will be
shit.
chat's
Like this,
vote,
like,
and then I'll compare it to my
He had
vote.
that pull wide. He probably dropped it underneath the, and I knocked him with the
I'm making a
So
poll.
I hit his girl after she hit her.
Of course, she
Okay.
hit my daughter. He hit my daughter so hard, bro.
You can spare it too.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we're seeing if you have.
Yeah, I'm torn between the top one and the middle one.
Is my daughter down there? Is my daughter down there? That's where they all going.
Because, like, this has a similar shape, but this has a similar
She's
vibe.
detained upstairs.
She's detained.
Yeah, so just like you're detained, he's detained, she's detained upstairs. I don't know. He's in this area. So I'm just looking around. I'm gonna look outside.
God, it's
and I'm
hard
gonna
to
look inside too.
choose.
Did the fight happen in here or out there? Outside?
Sir, can I just get your ID real quick? For what? Because we have to identify everyone who's on scene. For what? Because you're involved in an incident. We have to identify.
so I don't get
I get it. So we have to identify you. If you were jumped as a victim, okay?
I don't want to be a victim.
I don't
It
want to
doesn't
be a
matter what you
victim.
want. You're a
Okay.
victim. So we have to identify you in this situation. Your wife or whoever she is to you, your girlfriend, she provided identification. We just need to identify you guys. Doesn't mean you're in trouble. So I'm hearing you want to press charges?
Yeah, I think either the top one or the second one is...
Like it was with me.
I'm putting it down.
Why you putting hands on the female? She jumped in the middle and
My
find out
hand's
why you got a
cramping.
knife on her.
Where's the female?
The one she fell out because she started choking her.
She what?
He started choking her, so she fell out, she passed out.
Put the rest in
Where
here.
the choking? She upstairs.
Oh, she's upstairs?
Yeah.
Who is she to you? The one that got taken? Your wife?
Okay.
There were no signs of the daughter and her boyfriend, but nearby witnesses informed police where the family had hidden the knife.
We're trying to look for video because we have so many different stories going on.
So they did have a
We
knife.
have two that are
Okay.
involved and aren't even here now, so we're trying to figure everything out, you know? Do you
The-
see anything?
Yeah, the girl with the pink, the jeans, he dropped the knife underneath the taxi. Me and him with. Okay.
You know where the other two went?
Oh.
You know what direction?
The two girls?
Hello.
The one girl. The one
No.
girl behind the block. No.
No, they ended up leaving. That's her mom, though. No, the mom is here, the daughter's not here. So the taxi
Okay, I think
driver saw him
I'm
drop
probably
them
gonna
off
do the second one then, since that one seems to be where we're overlapping the most.
Thank you.
Whatever started, we started over there.
So I'm gonna do this one.
Chief Brown isn't here today.
Looks like there's something in his hand there. It does right there. That's why I right. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, someone who's literally works for the correctional facility got in like a bar fight. I don't even where they are. They're drunk. Got in a knife fight with someone, attacked someone, and then hid the knife, I guess.
Yeah, she just got transported. She hit the ground a couple times.
We still have the guy outside in the grease?
They got her pinned up. Holding her and shit.
You gotta turn your cameras off, guys. You can't have your cameras on in here.
Additionally, a bystander uploaded a video of the incident on
look
X,
at that.
which garnered about
not
2 million
perceive.
views.
Only perceive the munchkin. Only perceive the nugget. Right. I'd personally rather be
The
shot than
officers now had
stabbed.
all the evidence they needed to make their next move.
Okay. Wow.
You can't have the rug, sir.
Give me your phone. No.
That's not the kittens.
She got number on your back.
So what
Not the
though?
bacon nuggets.
Y'all stupid, yeah. You heard the video, that shit still recording. You stupid. I know. Make sure you get that. I like the declarations. The attitude wasn't right though.
He's making the stink face.
It wasn't. You made a mistake, bro.
You're being disrespectful calling it
I
like
never-
rugby, you know? Do I look like a
Ask
rugby
these
to you?
officers if I've ever been disrespectful.
That's good that you're being recorded.
Oh.
You remember when we was like that?
Oh yeah, because the way you think that.
I'm just saying to relax. The whole time I said
You
relax.
forgot I'm recording too.
Relax. You can record.
Just as things started to settle down, Keela decided to attack the victim again.
My daughter, she was out here, and then she went inside to come after him.
Now that we got that figured out.
Okay.
All right, where is she at?
You're talking about the one that was banging on the door.
My daughter with the black short, all black.
She never came in.
All right, so where's my daughter at? She's not here.
She stayed out here. We don't have your daughter, man. If that's what you're saying.
You're put it up there. If it's stinky, that's because you're stinky.
See what I'm saying? Alright, just stay away from the door.
Yeah, but come on, that's uncalled for. I didn't touch you.
No, I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him.
Not arrested.
I mean, it depends on the knife for sure. But like, it's just like the bullet, it goes in, and like then you can go to the hospital and sort that out. But like the knife, like if you get stabbed, either the person that stabs you is gonna pull it out, and that's like essentially being stabbed twice, is what that would feel like. And then like if it hurts going in, it's gonna hurt twice as bad coming out. Not to mention it shouldn't come out. You're supposed to keep it in. But that's just like a horrifying concept. I just.
So he reacted. That's my stepfather.
Okay.
So he was like, "You crazy?"
Like a bullet wound? Okay, cool. Go to the hospital. They can deal with whatever. Knock me out. Deal with it. The knife, though, I have to like.
Bro, you can speak to me, bro. I ain't worried about it. I respect you.
I hate that.
Alright, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna transfer you down to our holding facility. Okay,
Just mentally for me, that's way worse.
So what though? What is it?
as far as I know right now, it's gonna be terroristic threats. I believe simple assault.
Simple assault? How? What the? You supposed to try
Exactly, it's hot.
So I might have to.
I got you.
So that would slightly like.
Fill out a sheet.
I'll be released, man. I know my break.
Listen, so you don't have, like, you say you don't have...
Oh, no.
So you don't have any...
No.
So you don't have any active warrants or any kind of crazy, like...
No, I'm not worried about that. I respect you, bro.
So then it'll most likely
The concept of being stabbed is just infinitely worse in my brain than being
an
shot.
hour or two, maybe 2 hours.
You try to
I'm
make
not
it as
saying
quick as
two.
possible.
I'm not going to be the one doing the charge. I'm just transporting you down.
The one who's doing it's pretty fast, though.
Yeah.
It'll probably just be like an
So if he
hour.
does the charge, he'll do the charge right away.
Okay, let's see.
You gotta disrespect the girl because of what she wants. She got her man. Like, you don't disrespect because she got a cute body. I don't know what to do. Like, I've never been in trouble in my life.
So if it's a simple assault, if you think it's gonna be, it's literally gonna be a ticket.
No, I wish I did hit him.
It's literally a ticket. You have a court date on it. Court date.
Oh, absolutely.
Keela decided to press charges against the victim if he pressed charges against them, but little did she know that all the evidence was against her.
So listen to me. If you wanna do
don't
the
think
same
it's gonna
thing,
go
she'll
how
do
you
the
think
same
it's
thing
gonna
back to
go.
you. So you wanna do it, yes or no? Press charges. But you're gonna press charges on you too. You got the video. I didn't touch it. Listen to me.
Exactly. 50 Cent got shot 9 times. He's fine.
I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her. I got witnesses
In the face,
camera. I didn't
too.
touch her. You can see it.
Alright.
I never touched her. She just saying it. Yeah, you can see it. I didn't touch her. Like I literally grabbed her away from the. But she a female.
Exactly. Some bullet wounds are just like, if it's like,
That's my problem.
it could be easy. Could be easy.
Tomen su tiempo ahí entrándose.
So when he punched her in the forehead, you see the mark on her face. That's where it came into. So she grabbed her like concussion.
And then,
Chat.
so
It might be a baby nugget.
On top of that is the kicks in the head. She was on the ground.
Yeah,
It was a one,
they
and then a
all
two.
3 of them came over.
There's a very real chance that he's a baby nugget.
All 3 of them came over, kicked it for no reason. Why everybody else told me back? They were kicking it for no reason.
Because the thing is, she did lose consciousness at the end of it.
What are you sniffing for?
I'm so sorry. But just relax. Everything gonna be fine.
Later, police received an anonymous email that revealed the identity of Keela's daughter, Rashayla, who was subsequently charged with aggravated assault. Keela was charged with aggravated assault and simple
Honestly,
assault.
anything in your
while
hand is
Pinheiro
gonna get
faced
fucked
charges
up.
of aggravated
Doing anything
assault,
to your hand is gonna
unlawful
fuck you
possession
up.
of a weapon, possession of a weapon for unlawful purposes, and terroristic threats.
Also,
For
if you're
her
doing it to
crimes,
yourself, that's
Keela
like
was
super
suspended
close
without
range.
pay and remains so pending the resolution of the criminal case. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen.
Bruh. What? A correctional officer can't handle her anger? That's crazy. I would have never guessed. Okay. Well, you don't bring a sword to a pistol fight because one of those is a ranged weapon. Like, you could bring a bow and arrow to a gunfight. You know, because they're both ranged. That's the reason. Yeah, right? Crossbows will fuck you up. Exactly. Dude, there's some fucked up type of bows. Like, arrowheads can get terrifying. Exactly. Axe throwing. There are ways. Also, if you're a good dagger thrower, you actually could bring a knife to a gunfight if you're good enough. Like, I'm just saying. Okay. Going on a tangent. Okay. This video that we watched about the guy who was being mean to his bop. Let's see what happened. Exactly. He was being mean to his bap.
Hey everyone.
So fingers crossed
there was
that
an
the
alarming
internet
video that happened across my incredibly well curated
Alright,
TikTok
now I'm gonna
feed
be
the other
really
day. And it's since racked
weird
up
look.
like
I'm
6
gonna try-
million
let's
views,
try the
and it
wig.
paints a pretty bad picture of this guy, our story's antagonist, and the business he's associated with, which had probably the most insane reaction to one of these scandals that we've ever seen from a business. On September 16th, a newly created TikTok account called Vigilante Nikov posted a video that started off the edge of her balcony, a ways up, a bird's eye view of an odious-looking character below with his adorable dog, who we later
I'll need
find
to
out is
straighten
named
this
Bandit.
so that it's actually,
The caption she includes with the video is just a little concerning. It reads, "This man is a dog beater." So I'm sitting on my balcony and I hear this guy shouting after his dog. I look down and see he let his dog off the leash to go pee, and his dog ran maybe 8 feet
It's
ahead of him
giving-
and didn't turn around when he called him. His dog starts
We need
peeing
to
and
give
he
it
catches up
layers.
to his dog and slams his dog into the ground, pins the dog
Baby.
down, lifts his leg and stomps on the dog's head. Then gets
Bro,
down on
what
his
the
knees
fuck?
and slaps the dog and punches it twice
Bro,
in
we
the
did
head.
not have the context
I
of
shouted
that
him
before
from my
in the
balcony,
last one.
"Yo, don't hit your fucking dog like that." He tells me to STFU, mind my own business. He will do what he wants. Calls me a cock-sucking whore, that's crazy, by the way, and then says, I better hope he doesn't catch me in the building or the elevator or else he'll beat me too. I said, "Oh yeah? I'm not scared of you, buddy." He says, "Well, come down then." I said, "Okay, wait there for me." So I grab my stuff, lock my door, run down 6 flights of stairs, only to find this giant dog-beating weakling of a human being already finger blasting the elevator button to try and get away from me. All the rest is on video. Yes, the police and animal control have been contacted, but they are busy, so no response yet. TikTok, do your thing and let's expose this dog beater. If he was so comfortable abusing his dog in plain daylight right outside of a 12-story high apartment building, imagine what he does behind closed doors. And that's a good point. So with all of that being said about the video we're just about to watch, it is just as jarring as you'd expect.
You can't wait to run into me in the elevator because I'm getting beaten? Yeah, buddy?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see.
You want to call my
I'm giving it layers the lazy way.
sucking bitch because I'm standing up to a fucking dog beater? Wait till I see you next because you're going to do something to me in the elevator? Well, let's fucking go. What? No, what's your problem? You ain't got nothing to say now?
Dude, I love her though.
You don't beat your dog. You don't beat your dog. You don't beat your dog. And then you're threatening me. What's up? I'm right here. I'm not gonna punch you. I'm not like you. That's not what you do. You don't kick your dog. Clearly, you're a
Live footage of Hassan.
Yeah, because you threatened to beat my ass. You threatened to beat my ass. Yeah, not for long, actually. You don't know that. Why? What does that mean, huh? Yeah, I will. You'll figure it out, you fucking dog beater. Dog beater. You're gonna beat my ass, huh?
I'm so curious what happens at the very end here.
And with that, our alleged dog beater takes flight into the skies, but she tries to chase him down. This video ends with her attempting to
Got
chase
some
him through the
layers to this
stairwells,
bitch
but
now.
alas, arriving too late. Now, I would say I'm something of a people expert after all these years, at least when it comes to confrontations, but it doesn't really take a master of the arts here to tell that this guy is probably guilty of precisely what she's accusing him of. For one thing, he sort of tacitly, borderline, directly admits it right here.
That's not what you do. You don't kick your dog. Clearly, you're a piece of shit.
Certain people just have certain ways about them, present in their body language and the way they talk to people, their mannerisms, that sort of tell you everything you need to know. We've taken to calling these traits red flags as a cultural moniker, but some are more subtle than others. But in this guy's case, they're pretty overt. For instance, this guy is way too comfortable with threatening this woman he has never met, and whose only crime is making this guy feel embarrassed and perhaps small for his terrible behavior that he got caught doing. Telling a girl you're going to beat her up if you catch her in the elevator, that's psychotic and menacing behavior. Precisely the kind of behavior one would expect from a dog beater. And we don't even really have to take her word for it that he said these things to her before she started recording, because he threatens her again on camera.
Dog beater. You're gonna beat my ass, huh?
So this video blew up, and you know how people get about dogs. The internet did not play about this, and tons of people started flooding the comments on this video. Her first upload, by the way, saying, you know, call the cops and offering other super obvious advice that probably wasn't that helpful, but at least they cared. And that's often enough to get things done. On September 19th, we got an update on the story from Nikov herself, who said, "Hello to all my fellow warriors. First of all, I just want to say, if I receive another message telling me to call the cops, I'm gonna cry. I have called the police. They still have not contacted me back. Their response time is not my responsibility, so please stop blaming me for that, as I did call them right away. I wish they came sooner as well, but unfortunately London has a lot of bad people here and not enough police. Yes, this is important, but people are doing worse things which unfortunately take precedence. Not that I am at all saying it is okay, it is just unfortunate what is happening. Now
Like, how is
that
that
I
her
have
fault?
cleared that up, I also need to say you are all so awesome. To have this much support has truly made such a difference. It has actually made all the difference. Animal Services has received calls from all over Canada, and as of this morning,
it's
they
in
are
Canada.
still receiving calls." She continues, "Just because there isn't a video or certain footage or proof of something, again, doesn't mean nothing is happening. My personal life has been very hard for a while, and it literally imploded the day after filming this video. A few people saw cops outside my building and wondered if it was for this guy. It was actually for my abusive ex.
Oof.
I am now currently getting out of a very dangerous situation myself after 9 years of being trapped. So please be patient with me as I also navigate
added
all of
some
this
layers
in between.
here.
I will always advocate for the voiceless or for any victim." So
Canadians
it's easy to see
are
why
mean
this
as
issue
hell.
is
I
so
agree.
personal
Passive-aggressive
to Nikov.
does
It
not
sounds
mean
like this
nice.
incident was actually a profound turning point in her own life, where she maybe saw herself in Bandit and Bandit in herself. And it sounds like this incident may have actually galvanized her, maybe given Vigilante Nikov the fortitude to get herself out of her own abusive situation that she's been in apparently for 9 years. That's actually pretty profound, and I don't think that anyone who saw the original video actually understood. She goes on to say, "The parallels of this experience have been so
Or the
crazy
bangs,
to
I
me
mean.
because I am getting out of my abusive situation thanks to my voice and thanks to video footage and thanks to the people around me. This baby is in the same position, but his way out is not an easy one." So Bandit's plight is all over the place now, and other users are tracking this guy down,
baby.
and the whole shebang. And it turns out that this guy
I'm kinda
works
busy
for
with my
a
hands
car
right now, so I
detailing
can't pet
company
you.
in London,
I'm
Ontario,
sorry.
Canada. So naturally, people tracked it down, and one user who was touched by Bandit's plight, user at your mom 97243, actually decided to call into this business. And you are not going to believe the conversation she had Luckily, you don't have to take my word for it. You get to hear the entire thing yourselves because she recorded it and sent it in to our main character just a few days after the incident. Now, I'm relatively convinced that the man who answers the phone is in fact our story's antagonist, but the man claims to be someone else entirely.
Just
and
imagine
also
it
claims
straighter.
to own this business, so keep that in mind.
Hi, is this complete care car detail?
Complete car care, yeah.
Okay. Is Matt there by any chance?
No, he's busy right now. How can I help you?
Can I speak to a manager by any chance?
I'm the owner.
Okay. I'm sure you've been receiving calls about a video going around.
Yeah, a video that shows nothing, yeah, but we do beat dogs, but we only beat them for 5 minutes. It's $20 a minute if you want to come down and get your car detail. We'll beat the dog, too.
Shockingly, the owner of this business makes a joke about how he will beat your dog for a few dollars, which is that is completely psychotic. That's an insane thing to say.
Okay, I am recording this, so...
That's perfect.
So...
That's perfect. You got evidence of any of this?
Well, you just saying you beat dogs is kind of insane.
Well, we're having fun with all you lefties. By the way, if you're a leftist, we'll beat your dog for free.
What?
Another insane trait that insane people have, bringing politics into literally every argument and confrontation they get into and making everything about politics.
I'm not. That has nothing to do with it. I just don't understand.
Okay. Well, if you give me a minute, you gotta call back when Matt's free. Maybe he'll be free in about. He's just busy with a client right now.
Okay. Well, you can have him know that I called animal welfare.
Did you? That's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll do like this.
And you call for whatever
Lucy's
you
bangs
have
are kind
that,
of
by the way?
short, but I'm gonna go kind of.
We've seen the video.
You do, and he
Just
threatened to beat some lady.
I have room to work with.
We've seen the videos, by the way, and we you know, for one week, there's not much to say. I don't know.
Did he tell you like exactly what happened?
You guys can go on the internet and listen to all the bullshit and propaganda. That's fine. You know what I mean? But there's no evidence.
What the hell?
So I guess apparently somebody recording you say something is a propaganda campaign now. Yes, the government is in on it.
We know.
No. That's why I'm asking you if you know exactly what happened, because I'm not for the animal abuse.
Oh, of course. And we know Matt. We know the dog, right? And the dog's always here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So obviously things were taken out of hand and definitely out of context.
Yeah, what was the context?
And at some point, if you would like to
Weird
call
how
back,
all
speak to Matt
dog
himself.
abusers who get caught abusing
love
their dogs
to,
are like,
honestly.
no.
I know there's
You're
no
actually missing the
particular
context.
evidence, but I don't.
So why are you calling here if there's no particular evidence? Why would you even
No,
bother?
no. There was magical
Nothing to do with
context
your
that
day.
actually
You
explains
understand
this.
we run companies
Even if
here,
I was on a
right? You
live stream for
understand
4 hours and everyone saw
you
all
run
of the
a
fucking
company, then
context,
why are you
no, there was
answering
actually
phones
extra
and
context
beat
that you're not
dogs for
aware
5
of
minutes?
that explains why I'm allowed to abuse my dog.
Guys, because obviously we know that you're calling over this, right? Because we received
So imagine
many
it's
phone
straightened.
calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're having fun with you because obviously you guys have nothing better to do with your lives. It's quite funny. We make money here. I don't know. We're too busy making money to get sucked up into this stuff. You understand that, right? And you know the guy that's on that video is a money making guy. You know that, right? Like he's just not some guy running around being a dog. You know that, right?
Well, no.
You understand that, right?
No.
So someone puts up a headline about you, right? And then takes a half video, and then I put it up online, and then you get a whole bunch of people calling you, right? Would you call that fair?
So is he gonna file for defamation then?
Well, he's already had the cease and assist letter being made up next week to go to the girl that put that video up, which means that he can sue her after, right?
Well,
No,
sure,
that's
anyone
not-
can sue anyone. It doesn't mean you have any kind of real case.
doesn't-
It doesn't mean you're going to win,
What does
but
that mean to
technically you
you?
can sue for whatever. And I will point out it must not have been a very effective letter because those videos are still up.
So that goes, the cease and desist will go around to everybody, like you call private number, because you'd be logged into with all the rest of the numbers that we have that are called.
That's fine. I was just calling for him.
Right. Well, you should actually, if there was actually him beating his dog, we would be concerned, and we'd be asking Matt what was going on in his life for this to happen, right? Now, we know, Matt, we know the dog, right?
So, did he say exactly what happened then?
Well, the dog was running for the road. He grabbed the dog, pinned it down. He gave him a kick in the ass, put his leash on him, and he yelled at him, right? This girl was yelling off the balcony at him. Now, we know the dog. He's about 1 year old, so he's kind of, you know what I mean? He's a young punk, and that's the story we got. Now we know Matt for a long time, and the dog
Not the fucking...
He's probably the happiest dog I've ever
Not the immediately backtracking.
So, we don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? This is probably the 40th phone call over the last couple of days, and that's sorry about it.
Well, maybe think about why that's happening.
We're too busy making money.
We're too busy making money. Sure.
So he's actually
spoken like someone who has entertained this phone call for how
Matt,
long?
Our antagonist, is a part owner of the company. Whether you think this is him or not speaking, interesting.
Whenever he's free, I would love to get...
Well, I can take your number down and he can call you back.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you then. Enjoy your night. You know what? Enjoy your weekend. You know what? Go do something fun. Go enjoy your life.
Holy shit.
Do not beat dogs. I also don't think it's good for business to joke around saying you beat dogs.
Well, it's our business, sweetie, and we make a lot of money. Okay, we make a lot of money. There's
That's great. Really.
30 million
Not for much longer.
And bother us. It doesn't bother us, okay?
I'm not here to bother you. I'm just not with animal abuse.
Yeah, but who is?
You.
You, apparently.
Not at all. We're making a joke of it because it is a joke.
Okay,
Insane.
so then you don't care.
That's insane behavior. How many videos have we seen now, guys? How many well-crafted business responses that, however cynically we must take them, at least tried to offer some veneer of an apology and desire to correct this issue or take it seriously, but to sit there as the owner of this shop and make jokes about beating dogs when it looks very likely to most viewers of the footage that Nikov's claim is correct, that's crazy. It's a crazy thing to do.
Bro, what the hell?
Now, we know that Nikov has contacted the police and animal control, and Nikov even shared other messages that she got from people who claim to have seen abusive behavior as well. But this doesn't necessarily mean that this is enough evidence to convince animal control to intervene. Now, I'm not a Canadian lawyer, obviously, but the internet makes it pretty easy to learn at least the basics about almost anything these days, and I thought I'd pick up a thing or two about Canadian animal abuse law. There are actually inspectors that have relatively broad powers to act if they, mostly at their discretion, it seems like, believe that an animal is being actively abused. They can enter your home without a warrant to well, inspect, and they can even determine that your animal requires, quote, emergency removal if they believe that the dog shows signs of immediate abuse and that removing the dog from the home in short order, forcing the owner to appeal in 5 days or forfeit the dog to the Crown is the best course of action for the animal's welfare. So they could do something about this, I suppose, and they haven't, according to Nikov. So they either investigated the guy and his dog and didn't believe that it showed the signs of injury and that she alleged, and also didn't believe her eyewitness report, or they haven't really bothered to investigate this much at all. Either way, that's kind of wild. But as for what happened to this guy, as of today, he still has his dog. But as for his business and the owner of it, they were not so lucky. Also, what do we think, guys? Is the supposed owner's voice similar enough to our antagonists that you believe it might have been the same person? That this was either Matt posing as the owner, or Matt, who is the owner, actually posing as someone else? well, a lot of people review bombed this place and actually called it because his business phone number is still there. So at least this is making his life and his business owner's life miserable. He's deleted all of his social media accounts, and anyone who looks up his business will be treated to all of these pictures of him being a psycho. So that's good. But what's up with animal welfare services kind of dropping the ball in Ontario here? What do you guys make of that? Is this guy just really good at hiding it? Did these inspectors come and he just fooled them? Or did they never show up at all because they were too busy or didn't care or there wasn't enough evidence? Are some of you yet unconvinced that this man is guilty of what Nikov accused him of? That she embellished this story and faked these texts from other witnesses, perhaps to, I don't know, fulfill some old vendetta against this guy that we don't know about, or chase clout? That seems unlikely, since there's no hint that they ever spoke or met before this, like during their dialogue, and she's not trying, like, it seems like they just met each other. She's not really trying to get a following from this, which means I doubt it's clout, which means she's probably angry because she saw something that day, in all likelihood, that compelled her to go and confront this guy herself, even though it sounds like that wasn't really in her nature to do something like that. I think the best thing to do for now is to call this police number and bother them about it until they save Bandit, or at least investigate the situation with some gusto, with some zeal. I want to see zealotry. But yes, call this pause hotline. Ain't that cute? That way you aren't taking up the line for their human emergency number. I guess that's
she just
also
had
a
her on the
911,
treadmill,
so
even though, you know, I berated her afterwards.
Which I'm sure a lot of people,
even if that did happen, I didn't go check on her or anything. I yelled at her.
So
that
that's
was
what
the
I have
immediate
for
reaction.
now. I'm sorry that Bandit wasn't saved in the end of this story. Kind of a bummer outcome so far, but maybe that will change. That's what I'm hoping for here.
I'm thinking it will change.
I'll be sure to keep an eye out on Vigilant Nikov and all these people involved. Leave your thoughts, your feelings, your concerns, your reckoning requests in the comments below, and I will see you soon. I'm going to talk about on a lighter note for the next one, some crazy HOA drama that I stumbled upon the other day. All right, see you.
Good. We love HOA drama. Okay, so let's see, what time is it? It's 12:30. We have an hour left of stream. Right, like, he's so annoying. We got an hour. Close off the ones that we've already finished. Okay, so we've done as much with Lucy as I can without making a mess and stuff, but I'm gonna just do that off stream. But we've got pretty much everything pulled together. We're gonna have the other boots be the boots. And that'll be that, yeah. Yay! Good lemon. Fuck, that was stressful. I'm glad that did not happen. Put these glasses on to keep my hair out of my fucking face. No, because then I have to clean it up for the other parts of stream. And that's too much work. Okay, let's see. So we can start on doing the Teddy drawing that we're going to be working on in her stream, but we can just start it ahead of time, because why not? Let me get that set up. Swap back over here. Okay, this is like an hour long-ish. By the way, we can watch part 2 of the Queen the video she posted. We'll watch that during Twitch stream tonight. Let me change the stream plan. That's valid. That's a valid reaction. I think I do need to make coffee though, because I'm out of coffee. So I might need to break for coffee here. But we're gonna watch this. Do some true crime. Switch it up. Since we can. I'm gonna do the iPad layout. The fucking hell. Jump scare me. Okay. Come. I need to make a layout for when I want to hold my iPad vertically. Okay. Anyway, let me just set this up really fast. This. This. Of course, it's not the right fucking size. There we go. Okay. This is what we're gonna draw. Also, why is it over there? Anyway. Okay. I'll be... there. Okay. That's what we're gonna... Oops. Doing true crime. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this after I go grab a snack and possibly a snack, more likely just coffee. So we'll meet back here in 5 minutes. All right, break screen, see you in a sec. Okay, I'm back. And I have coffee. Alright. Oh yeah, and this is the snack I got. I just grabbed cookies. Yum. Okay. They're just white chocolate. Alright. Let's watch.
Hello, and welcome to Outlaw Podcast. I'm Eleanor Neal, and in today's episode, we're in Virginia in 2021, where a young woman is scrolling Facebook.
How could you forget?
When she is confronted by a sinister ghost from her past. The site had suggested her a new friend. It was a man that she had been trying to forget for years. A man who once did something so heinous to her that she never truly recovered from it. She saw red. All the horrific feelings came flooding back to her, and she decided in that moment it was time to get her revenge. But she was going to play the long game. She added him on Facebook. They made casual conversation. The whole time he had no idea that on the other side of those chat windows, she was plotting.
The nice thing about YouTube is I don't even need to record it because it automatically records on YouTube and just saves the bar.
As of the 7th of September 2025, one of the wildest cases I've ever read about has come to a close. It's a case of calculated revenge, female rage, and allegations that should never be left cold. This case has spanned back years, and today we're covering it. It's the case of Chelsea Perkins. And the second you type that name into your search, sensationalist articles will pop up everywhere. Journalists have labelled her a soulless porn star killer. They say that this evil, tattered up, scantily clad savage ruined the life and the legacy of a sweet, innocent family man. Clearly, we feel a bit differently about this case here at Outlaw, not to mention the utter chaos that is the aftermath of this murder. From an old couple dressing up as UPS drivers in order to attack a woman, a high-speed police chase that results in an outcome that I can't even say before giving you a disclaimer. Which I'll do right now, actually, because even though today's case is truly one of the most dramatic and insane we're ever going to cover, it's also a very, very heavy one, posing a big moral question. So I must warn you that this episode will cover sensitive topics, especially around sexual assault and child sexual assault. We'll be discussing rape, murder, the sex industry, suicide, and, like I say, a whole manner of sexual assault topics. As always, viewer discretion is advised. Now, before we dive headfirst into this meaty case, I would like to thank our sponsor for making this episode of Outlaw on YouTube possible, June's Journey. June's Journey has seen me through all the evolutions of my life. Every train ride between Brighton and London, every time I need to unwind after a heavy case recording. June even finds herself in the bath with me some evenings. And that's not weird. If I've ever got a moment to switch off from my reality, you can find me in this one instead. Set in the glamorous world of the 1920s, you step into the role of June Parker, a woman on a mission to solve the murder of her own sister. But there's a twist. June doesn't have access to police files or forensics. She is cracking this entire case using social and emotional intellect, improvisation, trusting her instincts. Throughout, you are tasked with finding hidden objects, uncovering clues, and piecing it all together to uncover the truth behind the murder.
Okay,
and
so this will be the
June's family
background.
secrets. You navigate relationships, social injustice. There's themes of motherhood, love,
condense
betrayal.
the layers
And
because we're
since
still
it's
on my
June's
old
Journey's
iPad.
8th
I can pick up the
anniversary,
new one
they have
tomorrow.
gone
I'm
all
very
out
excited.
with the Halloween theme. If you're a long-time channel viewer, you'll know how much I love
turning
decorating
the-
my own little island in the
Turning
app.
the
It's such
ad
a
down.
fun feature
Sorry,
to the
babe,
game.
but
now you can landscape
ain't nobody
and design
playing that
your own
fuck-ass
ethereal,
mobile game.
spooky island as well. The story is constantly evolving, with new chapters launching every week.
Like, I
The
believe that you
Sapphire
love the
Secret,
game,
set
but
on a stormy October night in 1925.
I can get the new
when June
iPad.
goes to stay at a glamorous
I'm so
hotel
excited to pick it up.
riddled with mysteries. So, if you fancy unwinding and passing the time with June's Journey just like I do, you can download the game for free by clicking the link down below in the description or scanning the QR code on screen right now. June's Journey is available on iOS, Android, and PC. And did I mention it's free to download? because it's free to download. Anyway, thanks again to June's Journey, June and the whole gang for sponsoring this video.
This one I need to do some more work with
here.
here.
Are you ready to get into one of the wildest true crime cases you've probably ever heard? The woman at the center of today's case is Chelsea Perkins. She was around 30 or 31 years old when all of this went down, but she was born in Virginia in 1990. Honestly, it was quite hard to find specific information about Chelsea's childhood and honestly, her whole life up until this case. You guys know we always try to find as much information as we possibly can about the people that we talk about. I think it's so important to humanize the people in these cases so that it never feels like some fictional character in a story that you heard online, you know? And while we did find out some stuff about Chelsea's upbringing, it was all quite vague, but still very tragic. From an early age, Chelsea was a victim of mental, emotional, and sexual abuse. At the hands of who exactly? We can't be sure. My fear is that it was possibly within her family, although, like I say, I don't know. It'll have surely traumatized her in ways that wouldn't even be immediately obvious. When a child goes through something so deeply destroying at such a young age, it tends to show up heavy in the long-term symptoms. Inability to have healthy relationships, distrust, fear of abandonment, self-esteem in tatters, among other things. But because they felt that way since a literal child, people don't even always realize that they are traumatized. As a child and a teenager, Chelsea found her escape through music.
Hello.
She was an alternative girly. She loved metal, rock, punk, anything that was heavy and loud. And she really found her people.
You can
in
keep.
high school,
I can keep the volume here. Cool.
Alternative kids who were into the same kind of music, the same aesthetic. They understood her better than the normie kids. And it was around this time.
Well, because I just keep running out of layers and stuff. It's such a problem.
Boy named Matthew Dunlap. He was a year older than Chelsea, also born and raised in Virginia, and Matthew seemed to have quite a happy, normal childhood, nothing to really talk about. His family were close, his parents adored him, his father John, but especially his mother, Tommy Lynn. If anything, I kind of get Mummy's Boy vibes. Matthew was in Chelsea's alt kid friend group. He loved all the same bands as her. He had pins and badges and patches all over his jackets. He had like super long grown out hair. He even played the guitar himself. But despite the two of them having very similar interests, they for sure had very different career aspirations. When they both graduated high school in 2009, Matthew pursued music, going on to form a band, and Chelsea went straight into the armed forces as a US Coast Guard. And now, following such drastically different paths, they lost contact. Chelsea joining the armed forces felt a little bit random at first when I was researching this, but when you really think about it, and you think about what the military provides someone, a routine, accommodation, meals, stability. For someone that had a difficult or traumatizing childhood, I can totally understand why she would choose a job that would take her out of state, away from her old life, and care for her, you know? That's what led me to believe when I said earlier on that I think the abuse could have been within her family. Of course, I want to say again that I don't know, but just the concept of her escaping home as quickly as she possibly could. I don't know. I think there's something to that. Chelsea was turning 19 years old when she was first stationed out in Houston, Texas, a 20-hour drive from where she grew up, and her fellow seamen didn't seem to like her very much on the ship. They used words like bizarre and insane to describe her. First of all, relate. I love a girl that's described as bizarre and insane. They're always the most fun. But second of all, we did try to find proof of these men's accounts of her being insane and bizarre, but Chelsea never got written up for anything. There was no weird behavior in her record that we could find, so any bizarre or insane behavior that she might have exhibited likely wasn't dangerous or even all that serious if it wasn't put in her records. I mean, we obviously don't know the girl, and we don't know what kind of interactions she would have had with these other people on the ship, but what I will say is that most of the people that found her crazy cuckoo loony were men. Tale as old as time, women are psychos for having feelings or for standing up for themselves. Maybe even the pure fact that she was so outnumbered by men on the ship impacted the way that she behaved around them, because realistically, what woman would feel safe and relaxed in a room full of only men? Especially when you take into account what women in the forces actually go through when it comes to harassment and abuse. A 2024 report proved that the US Coast Guard has a systemic problem when it comes to sexual abuse towards women. Over 80 whistleblowers came forward sharing their experience of verbal and physical harassment and assault from male co-workers. The women said that they were routinely being called a slut, a bitch, a whore. Many of them had even been raped by their co-workers, that they were forced to continue working alongside. In the rare cases that these women were brave enough to report the instances of harassment, assault, rape to their higher-ups, they would be
Yeah, no, the military is like the fucking worst
Senior members
for
of
that.
staff failed to hold the men accountable. In fact, they were usually complicit or even perpetrators themselves. Then, to make things even worse, the men abusing the women
Hi,
in the first
Monty,
place
I am
would
great.
double down on it. Now, angry that she had tried and failed to report him, now she would get it 10 times worse. It feels like such a hopeless situation for so many of these women. They have no one to turn to, no one that believes them. They have no one looking out for them and caring for them. They're in a man's world without an ally in sight. While Chelsea didn't seem to make a good impression on the men around her, I can't say I'm surprised. She was one of the girls in gays. She was a feminist. She was alternative. So, yeah, I'm sure to the Coast Guard men, she did come across as bizarre and insane. But bizarre and insane women always come out on top, because Chelsea actually did find herself a lover boy on the ship, a man that would one day become her husband. He's actually been kept anonymous throughout this case, probably because he's still active in the US Coast Guard, but he's not a huge part of this case anyway. So I guess all that you need to know is that he and Chelsea fell head over heels in love with each other, and then 3 years into her service, Chelsea would have been about 22 years old, and she realized that she wanted out. The US Coast Guard wasn't the career of her dreams anymore, if it ever even had been.
I was gonna
so
say.
in March 2012, she officially left, and I believe her husband left with her. They moved back to her hometown of Virginia and settled down there for what I'm sure they imagined would be a long, peaceful, normal life. Within 2 years, they were married and they had 2 babies. Chelsea was finally living a soft, calm, happy life, probably for the first time ever. After a traumatic childhood and a hard time in the military, she deserved this domestic goddess era. Meanwhile, remember her friend Matthew from school? Yeah, we mentioned him for a reason. Time to check back in on him. While Chelsea had lived a life full of ambition and regimented routines and hard manual labour, Matthew had opted for the total opposite. He had formed a band, like I said, right after graduating high school, but as with like 99% of high school bands, it crumbled and flopped. It didn't seem that he was able to hold down a stable job after that much in his adult years, and he began to drink a lot. Like a lot. But he had become a father. Just like Chelsea, he had also had a kid with his girlfriend. He was probably happy and calm too, just like Chelsea was with her partner. But we wouldn't be here talking about it if things didn't go disastrously wrong for them both. So where did the dark decline begin? In March 2017, it had been 8 years since Matthew and Chelsea had both graduated high school. They hadn't seen each other that whole time, as far as we know. At this point, they would have been around 26 or 27 years old when their paths would finally cross again in Virginia Beach. The circumstances of their meeting on the night in question has been kept private in police filings for whatever reason. So we don't actually know why or how their paths crossed. Maybe it was at like a party or a school reunion vibe. I don't see why they would have met up one-on-one since they both had partners and they seemed very happy. And they were never really that close in school anyway. I don't know. I guess that is a possibility. Although I'm more inclined to think it was.
What do you mean up this early? It's like 1 o'clock.
Anyway, during this encounter in March 2017, things took a really dark turn. And the next day, Chelsea would file a report with police accusing her school friend Matthew of having raped her. Police carried out initial investigations. Obviously, Matthew was contacted, and he did admit to police that the two of them had sex that night, though he insisted it was entirely consensual. As we saw in the episode that we did on Conor McGregor's sexual assault case, it is so incredibly hard for a woman to prove in a court of law that she wasn't a consensual participant in a sexual encounter. If a man confesses to having had sex with her, but he says that it's consensual, then that makes it a he said, she said argument, which is almost impossible to get a conviction.
No one gets
Much to
in
Chelsea's
trouble for
utter
it.
distraught, police concluded that there just wasn't enough evidence
I do
to
3
take the
streams
matter
today.
further,
This is the first
and her rape
stream.
case was dropped.
Teddy Chan's is
This
in
absolutely
about an
devastated
hour.
her. I mean, she'd just gone through one
And
of
then
the
I
most
have one on
traumatic
Twitch tonight.
attacks a person
And I'm only doing the
could
3 today,
and
no
was made to
secret
feel like
streams.
she was lying about it. This ordeal changed Chelsea forever. Everyone around her said that it ate her
I'm
up
very
for
sleepy.
years, knowing that he was free, knowing
I
that
slept
he had
in
gotten
until
away with doing
8.
this to her. But she was a
30
mom,
today.
she was a wife, she had a lot on her plate and the rest of her life to get through, and so she tried to
What the fuck?
close the lid on this as best as she could and move on. But unbeknownst to
Upsetting.
Chelsea, she wasn't the only woman to accuse Matthew of raping her. There was a second girl. I couldn't tell you exactly when, if it was before or after Chelsea's encounter, but it was roughly around that same time when another woman reported Matthew to the police. Officers who had access to both reports described Chelsea's accusations and this other woman's accusations as being strikingly similar. Now, we don't have any of the details about Chelsea's, but we do have some details about this other woman's, which I think can maybe give us a bit of insight into Chelsea's case if they are strikingly similar. The other woman alleged that she had fallen asleep or passed out during a party, and she woke up to Matthew Dunmeyer sexually assaulting her. And this is what led us to think that Chelsea and Matthew might have crossed paths at a party or something like that, at least somewhere where there's a lot of alcohol, because we know that Matthew is a big drinker. Perhaps he's someone that doesn't know his limits. Perhaps he is someone that turns into a completely different person when he's got a few drinks in him. Just like Chelsea's case.
Honestly,
this other
shading
woman's
becomes so much easier when you
accusations
stop
didn't go
caring
any
about it
further.
looking perfect.
There wasn't enough evidence. As if 2 strikingly similar reports about the same man isn't starting to look like evidence in itself. Matthew was able to continue living his life unscathed. After leaving 2 women crying, filling out police reports, he went on to have a second baby with his girlfriend. But their happy little family life didn't last forever. I don't think they split up, but Matthew did move 7 hours away from his partner and his 2 children to go and live in Hudson, Ohio, all on his own. According to his friend, this was to turn his life around. Because I guess in order to turn your life around, you have to move hours away from your 2 incredibly young children, abandon your wife to deal with the full burden of the housework and parenthood all alone. He's so brave, isn't he? It's not like he was moving there for anything in particular. There was no job offer, there was no project, no higher calling that was bringing him to fucking Hudson, Ohio. He just wanted his own little fresh start. I wonder if it had anything to do with the 2 rape allegations against him in his home state of Virginia.
I wonder.
But it's on the topic of that I want to talk about today's charity. Rights for Girls is a US-based charity whose purpose is to defend the dignity and the human rights of women and girls who experience gender violence and exploitation. And their work is serious. They educate lawmakers and advocate for policy changes that put vulnerable women first. They even provide training to judges and service providers to make sure that the things that they're teaching are actually in practice. They get young women into organizations and they do so much to help empower survivors. They've helped pass and implement so many laws and policies, including ones around human trafficking and understanding rape victims who end up incarcerated. That's a big nod to this case. They conduct groundbreaking research full of reports and stats, one of which is actually going to become crucial in understanding today's case a little bit later on. On their website, you can find out all sorts of information and resources if you feel like you're someone who could benefit from their support, or if you know someone who does, or if you would simply just like to donate and support and learn a little more. Then the link will be down below in the description of this episode, as always, alongside our link tree that has millions and billions of resources.
Trust the
That was
process,
definitely an
chat. Trust the
exaggeration, but
process. I
there's
know
a
it looks
hell
crazy
of a
right
lot
now.
of like helplines and organizations, programs, anything that you might possibly need. Hopefully we've put it in the link tree. Where we left off in 2017, Chelsea and another victim had both come forward with strikingly similar allegations about Matthew Dunmeyer. Nothing was done about it. Both women were forced to move on with their lives as if nothing had ever happened to them. During that time, the pandemic happened. We were forced to remain within the confines of our 4 walls for months on end with not much to do. People ruminated on things during this time. People became mentally unwell. It was a lot of time alone with your thoughts. It was a really, really hard time for so many people. Finances were tight. Everyone was bored, antsy, hopeless. And I believe it was around lockdown time that Chelsea Perkins created an OnlyFans account. OF was booming at that point in time during the pandemic, with women making thousands of dollars and taking to TikTok to encourage other women to do it too. Chelsea went by the alias
Which is
Selena
so annoying.
Savage, a gun-toting, tattered-up rock chick in revealing clothes who obviously had more private, intimate content behind a paywall.
I'll do that.
It's the element of this case that is the most sensationalized and glamorized, but I think a lot of people forget the reasons that lead a lot of sex workers into the industry, whether it's financial struggle and they
'Cause I
have very
want
few
money.
other options to afford to survive, or other reasons. I guess the point I want to make is that it's very rarely genuine empowerment. People often assume, or at least speculate, that anyone in the sex work industry must have experienced childhood sexual abuse, or that something traumatic happened to them later on in life, like rape or sexual assault.
Is
and
working
as a
at the
result,
bank
the victim
empowering?
became
Like, why does it have to be
hypersexual.
empowering?
Honestly, while this is an unfairly weaponized stereotype, it is a very real reaction and a very real coping mechanism taken on by
Don't want that to be the
survivors,
shadows.
with mountains of
I don't want that
research
to
and
be the
evidence to back
shadows.
it up. Chelsea Perkins fits that pipeline to a T. She was a victim of
Damn it.
sexual abuse both as a child and an adult. We live in a society where
Motherfucker.
OnlyFans is
Why is it-
normalized,
Hello?
where creators keep telling us that they do it purely because they want
And
to
it's
and
frozen.
because they enjoy it, which I do believe exists, but it's only the models in the most
Ugh.
privileged positions. Sex work isn't just contained to the internet and to OnlyFans, and the overwhelming majority of girls
Why is
doing
it
it
doing this?
were once or still are victims of abuse, who may now be putting
Son of
themselves
a
in these
bitch.
vulnerable positions as a result
This is why I
of
need the
being
new iPad.
desensitized through past abuse. The main reason I'm saying all of this is to just reinforce how much I think her childhood trauma subconsciously shaped her behavior as an adult. It later
Motherfucker.
became such a huge part of her defense as well that I think it's only fair to mention, especially since every report
The process
about
hates
Chelsea
me.
Perkins
Hold on, let me
plasters her
just
across the page as this OF porn star,
turn it off
but
and
neglects
on again.
to mention her childhood abuse and the
Close
links
everything.
that experts have made for decades. But anyway, she is posting as Selena Savage for some time, and then in February
God damn it.
in 2021, she was scrolling.
This is why I need a new
when she was
iPad.
suggested.
This is why I got a new
friend.
iPad.
It was
Actually.
Matthew Dunmeyer, the man she had been trying
Okay.
to unsuccessfully forget
Yay,
since 2017.
I did it.
She immediately messaged her best friend telling her that this had just popped up, saying how much she still hates him. Essentially, how much his face and his name
Okay.
had just triggered her.
do I want
The two of them, her and her friend, were texting back and forth, venting about him, with Chelsea saying he will get his someday. But that private chat with her friend very quickly evolved into something much more serious. By the end of the month, Chelsea had actually added Matthew as a friend and
do I
private
want
messaged him to
that?
reconnect. I'm not sure if she herself
Maybe
even knew where this would end
Maybe I
up,
want
but that
difference.
Facebook message was probably one of the most deadly DMs ever sent. A plan very quickly took shape in Chelsea's mind, if it hadn't already. If police weren't going to do something, she was going to get him herself. She wanted him to pay for what he had done to her. She wanted him to pay with his life. As she messaged a very casual conversation back and forth with him, just catching up, she began to simultaneously draft a fake suicide note that she
Oh.
was going to plant on his phone after she killed him. It was
Oh,
going to be
shit,
addressed
bitch.
to his girlfriend, and it read, "If you are reading this, it is too late. I'm sorry I beat you and I raped a couple of chicks years ago. I'm a shitty person and I paid for my sins with
Hell of a
blood.
suicide
I've
note right
decided
there.
to leave this cruel world. Sorry I didn't warn you first." In their Facebook DMs, Chelsea was telling Matthew about how her friend had recently
Right?
opened a tattoo
I don't know
shop
how
in
it
Detroit,
crashed.
and
There's
she was gonna be
like,
going there
how
for
many
an appointment
layers
very
here?
soon.
How big is this canvas?
Since
Is this
she would be
canvas just
driving
ridiculously
through his
large?
town in Ohio, she said that she would love to get together.
I have 26 layers available.
Now, this very dedicated, loyal family man,
Bitch, what the
father
fuck?
to husband who is getting his life back on track, jumps at the opportunity to meet up with this OnlyFans model in secret and spend a night together. Let's not forget, from his perspective, why he would risk
We have the
hanging out
potential
with a
then
woman
to
who
never
had
see
either
the family
rightfully
we
or
were
wrongfully
born-
reported him for rape. Is so wild. But either way, he seemed quite buzzing to meet up with
YouTube chat
Selena
is
Savage.
YouTube chatting right now.
So
Holy
they
fuck.
planned to meet up 4 days later after the first message was sent. In the meantime, Chelsea posted a
But yeah, I don't know
status
how it
update that
crashed.
read, dead men tell no tales. The idea that Matthew could have
I think
read
that's just
that
my
post and
iPad
probably
has
just
too
scrolled
many
past
things
it,
on it in
not
general.
knowing that he was the very person that she was taunting and threatening. On March 5th, 2021, Chelsea would be driving through Ohio to meet Matthew. She had booked an Airbnb for the night. They both knew what was up. She'd been obvious about the sexual tone of the messages. She knew that was what would get him. Sex.
There we go.
And she was right. It worked. Mr. Family Man Matthew was working at a screen printing
Background
shop out
completed.
in Ohio, and he was quite close with all of his co-workers since he'd moved there with
JK,
like
I
nothing
need to do the
else.
fucking
They
pumpkins.
were his only friend group. He had told all of his co-workers, all of his friends, about his wife and his 2 kids back at home.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna draw it
presumably,
with
on
the
this
color
Friday
of the
night,
liner.
when they were all out for after-work drinks, he told them that he was about to go and cheat on his wife with this hot, goth OnlyFans model that he knew from back in high school.
Okay,
At
well,
6 p.m.,
that's a choice.
Matthew's phone buzzed with a message from Chelsea. She had arrived outside to come and pick him up. He excitedly bid farewell to everyone and got ready to leave. Unbeknownst to him, Chelsea Perkins' overnight bag was much more than pajamas and a toothbrush. She had brought a gun.
So far,
The
I'm on her
smallest one in
side.
her collection, the most discreet, the one that she was going to kill him with. Matthew's supervisor walked him outside to go and get a sneak peek at the hot OnlyFans girl that his dorky
I'm rooting for
co-worker had
her.
managed to pull. He saw her waiting for him in her white smart car. Well, it was her husband's white smart car with Virginia plates and a Coast Guard sticker.
don't
The two of
worry.
them
Like,
drove
okay, then
off
don't
into
rate
the night,
people.
heading
I don't
right
know
for
what
the
to tell
Airbnb,
you.
but stopping along the
Don't
way for
rate people and you
cigarettes.
won't get murdered,
They
I
eventually
guess.
arrived at 8 p.m. They dropped their bags in the apartment and then they went out to a local shop to buy a sandwich for dinner. And now, back at the Airbnb, they would spend the rest of the night alone together. The doors were locked. There were no cameras, no outgoing messages to suggest what was happening within those walls. No one really knows for sure. We do know, however, that they did engage in some sort of sexual activity based on later forensic evidence. We don't know what exactly happened, and it feels weird to speculate about like how far did they go. But during the research of this case, we noticed a lot of people questioning if she really hated him so much, why would she engage in sexual activity with him? But I actually don't
To make
think
it convincing?
it's all that wild. It was likely a part of Chelsea's plan in some way or another, whether it was to gain his trust or something. Maybe it was even some sort of power move, because the last sexual encounter they had was unconsensual for her, and she was powerless to stop it. Maybe she wanted to feel in control of him sexually, to feel like she had regained something that she lost the first time. Or maybe she had sex with him to remind herself of that night that she was now coming to avenge. I'm not sure. There could be so many reasons, so many factors. Even just the fact that she was so deeply traumatized when it comes to sex, that could be an explanation enough in itself. Before going to sleep that night, Chelsea messaged her tattoo artist friend to say that she had made a quick stopover, but they were still on for the appointment tomorrow. She also posted a picture of herself in the Airbnb to her Twitter account, and from that point, it's silence until the next morning, which was March 6th. At 8:30 a.m., Matthew picked up his phone to text his girlfriend that he was going to be stopping off to donate some plasma before heading to see her and the kids. Random ass excuse, because he did not go and donate plasma that day, not even close. His girlfriend could tell that some shit was going on for sure. I'm not sure how, I'm not even sure what he told her, but I think he did tell her something, presumably about meeting Chelsea, actually, based on the snippets of the text messages that we do have. He texted saying, "Don't be upset, I didn't sleep with her," which, liar.
Sus.
But anyways, he later texted his girlfriend saying, "I'm guessing you don't miss me, and I bet you're mad with me." Ew, I hate it when men do this, it's such an ick. I don't know if his girlfriend responded to that, but he soon sent another message.
I
that
hope you're not
read,
mad at me after I did something
pissed this chick
shitty.
off
Like,
anyway, so I hope you're
bitch, what do you
happy."
think?
In those texts, he is admitting that he pissed off Chelsea Perkins. What had he done? Well, apart from the obvious thing years ago, had he been sexually aggressive towards her again? Maybe the next morning, Chelsea had started to act colder and more aloof, knowing that her murder plot was just hours from becoming a reality. Can we also just take a minute to reflect on those texts and the way that this man speaks to his wife, by the way, the mother of his children? This is the same man that the
Wait,
press
that's a
hailed
good
as
question. Is it the
devoted
same
family
girlfriend or is there a
He's
second
speaking to her
girlfriend?
like she's a piece of shit. Anyways, by 9 a.m., Matthew and Chelsea were getting ready to head
That's a
out.
great question.
It seems that they had decided to go on a hike that morning because they began
Yeah.
Googling directions to Terra Vista Natural
Thank
Study
you!
Area, which is like a
Welcome,
huge
Peterson.
nature reserve
Welcome.
nearby. Apparently, it's a really beautiful spot, full of wooded areas, fishing ponds, there's even a cemetery. deep
Do I
in
want
there.
this to be a white
There's
pumpkin?
loads of hiking trails for hikers of
I'm
different
gonna make this a white
abilities.
pumpkin.
Some of them are very off the beaten path and quite secretive. Actually, like the one that leads you to the cemetery, for example. It's very sheltered, it's covered in tall trees. Not a lot of people wander into this part, which is why it made it the perfect spot for Chelsea to lure Matthew Dunmire and carry out her plan. At 9:45 a.m, they arrived in the parking lot of the nature reserve. CCTV captures the white smart car parking up, both of them getting out and heading down a trail. Matthew sent his final text message to his girlfriend at 10:29 a.m. Possibly after a long stint of silence or short, blunt replies, he simply said, "Okay, I'll see you in a little while." And that would be the last text message he would ever send. Matthew and Chelsea were hiking alone for at least an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. I wonder what the conversation was like. Matthew totally oblivious, Chelsea holding the gun in her pocket, knowing how this was going to end. Between 11:30 and 11:50 that morning, Chelsea had determined that they were deep enough into the woods that she could fire the gun in relative privacy and hopefully no one would hear it. She waited while Matthew's back was turned, and she pulled the gun and shot him in the back of the head with one singular bullet, execution style. Matthew Dunmire died instantly. He was 31 years old, left behind a wife and 2 young children. And would you believe me if I said that he wouldn't be the only member of his family to lose his life in this case? In fact, he was only the first of 3 people to be shot in this case. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now,
what happens
this
next?
part of the woods that Chelsea had chosen wasn't actually as private and isolated as she had initially thought, because it turned out a couple walking close by had heard the gunshot, clear as day. It freaked them out enough for them to turn and hightail it out of the park. And Chelsea actually did the exact same thing. In her panic, she even forgot to type the suicide note that she drafted out in her own phone across onto Matthew's. She knew that she couldn't be seen near the scene of the crime, so she very quickly tried to return the same way that she came. But she actually got lost in the hiking trails, so much so that she had to ask for directions from a passing couple of hikers. When she eventually got to the parking lot, she hopped in her white smart car and drove off to her tattoo appointment as planned, like nothing had even happened. Like she hadn't just become a murderer. Before she set off, she deleted all of her Facebook messages with Matthew and removed him as a friend. And then by 1 p.m, she was driving to Michigan
Not
to
sus
her
at
friend's
all.
tattoo parlor, Family Inc. When she arrived and she got the tattoo, the artist said that Chelsea seemed totally normal. She was chatty. She even posted on Instagram about the tattoo appointment later that evening, saying, "What a great weekend. I got a little blast from the babe in her sick-ass new shop. So proud." Sorry, the way I read that out was actually really embarrassing. I gave myself the ick, but we'll move on. The next day, Chelsea drove the 300-mile trip back to Virginia, and again, when she got there, she carried on with nothing. As far as we can tell, her husband didn't know that she had just committed a murder. And once she was home, Chelsea deleted that drafted suicide note from her phone. Meanwhile, Matthew's girlfriend had become worried after he'd never returned home from his plasma donation appointment. She was calling and texting him, but none of it was going through. She called around everyone in their life. Nobody knew anything at all until 3 days later, when an update would come in. On March 9th, 2021, she received the call from police. Her husband's dead body had been discovered by a group of
husband.
hikers.
Okay, so
had
he
been
does
shot
have a second
point
girlfriend?
blank in the back of the head. Police initially theorized that this could be a suicide, but like I said, the bullet had gone through the back of Matthew's head. Who shoots themselves from behind? I'm sure it's happened before, but it's just an awkward arm positioning. Surely a gunshot wound from the back of the head is likely to have been from someone else. It was enough of a concern to send Matthew's body for an autopsy that would specifically be able to calculate the positioning and the angle and the trajectory of how the bullet hit him. And once the results were in, it was clear that he couldn't possibly have fired the gun that gave him this fatal injury.
Like, no
This
duh.
case was officially a homicide, and the killer was still at large. The autopsy also revealed that Matthew Dunmire had likely been killed by a woman. There was evidence of a very recent sexual encounter in so many elements of the forensics. There was women's DNA under his fingernails, that same women's DNA on his pubic hair, and those things only prove that an encounter
Girl.
was had, not that she killed
Does she
him.
not know about
Until
DNA,
that same
or I'm
woman's DNA, the
confused?
unidentified woman at this point,
It's like
her
the
DNA was
worst
also
planned
found
out
on a
murder
water
I've ever
bottle by the
heard.
crime scene, suggesting that she had been out there with him in the woods when he was shot and killed. So police grabbed all the CCTV footage from the parking lots around the nature reserve to see if they could spot Matthew Dunmire arriving.
Like, you
and
can't
walking
really
in.
get away with
If he was
murder
to
like
arrive
you
with a
used to be
woman,
able
they
to.
would have their suspect. Meanwhile, all of his co-workers were contacted and questioned because, remember, his supervisor had even walked him out to the car that evening to get a sneak peek at his
Every
date.
wife is a girlfriend, but not every
For the
girlfriend's
sake
a
of the
wife.
investigation, it's a bloody good thing that he did.
I guess.
He was able to tell the police that they should be on the lookout for a white smart car and a gothic-looking girl with dark hair. And sure enough, they spotted exactly that in the parking lot footage. Police were able to trace the white smart car back to Chelsea's husband in Virginia. Obviously, he wasn't the one driving, he wasn't at the scene, he wasn't on the CCTV footage, so it was quickly determined that the gothic woman on the footage was probably his wife, Mrs. Chelsea Perkins. And so, on the 17th of March,
Girl.
2021, police began surveillance on Chelsea's home in Virginia.
No, what was the plan?
In the meantime, they were collecting.
Was
as
there
much
really a
intel as
plan?
they
Because it
possibly
feels like
They
it felt
appealed
like there
for
was a
anyone that
plan.
hiking on the trails that day
But
to
whatever
come
that
forward
plan
with
was has
questioning,
fallen
and the couple
apart
that
so
Chelsea asked for
spectacularly
directions were
that
able
it
to
feels like there
describe
never
them
was
in
one in the first place.
I mean, she stood out. She was a tattered up girl. She had this big neck tattoo that was very recognizable. On top of that, she was dressed in all black and these massive, like, big black combat boots for a hike. She wasn't exactly blending in. She was a memorable character to see out on a hiking trail.
Girl.
Police had also managed to find her Airbnb booking from the night before the murder, which had been made using her own
I can't
full name, her
defend
own
this,
bank card.
unfortunately.
All of the evidence was lining up. And telling
Like, that is the
a clear
worst
story.
attempt
The thing
at getting
that
away
would
with a
tie it all together
crime.
in a neat little bow would be her DNA. If they could match this female DNA that's all over his body in the water bottle and the crime scene to Chelsea Perkins, then they would have their killer in a slam dunk case. So on March 30th, almost 4 weeks after the murder, police issued a search warrant on Chelsea's home. It wasn't enough to just have her on surveillance anymore. They needed to know what she was hiding inside there. Now, it probably doesn't come as much of a surprise to hear that it was like a fucking gun shop in there. She was always posing with her guns on OnlyFans to give her this, like, dark, dangerous vibe, but it turns out she was quite the collector.
Wait, how?
They recovered 3
Can you even
pistols,
post guns
a
on
Glock,
OnlyFans?
and 2 Springfield Armories, which is a type of handgun. They also seized her phone at the same time to be able to search through her messages and her search history. And then, to top it all off, they took a DNA sample that could be tested.
I don't know if you can
against the
even
forensics
post on
of the scene.
OnlyFans.
They knew that that would be their big hitter piece of evidence to officially seal this case. And you'd think it'd be done quite quickly, right? With it being the 2020s?
That's
But
fair,
no,
I guess.
This would actually take months to take form and for an arrest to be made. I think there were a few factors in this delay, the biggest probably being that this case spanned across different jurisdictions. The crime happened in Ohio, Chelsea lived in Virginia, so it's a lot of paperwork, it's different
Dumbass.
teams, it's a lot
Traveling
of
across
delayed
state
communication
lines to
across
commit a crime?
departments. There's a chance that the police
Is this
departments
fucking
were also
amateur
dealing
hour?
with, like, an insane COVID backlog of work.
Now, why
this
would
was
you
only
do
like
that?
a year out
Why
from
would
the
you-
pandemic, and the effects would ripple.
Now
for
it's
years.
federal.
Chances are that they were
Now you're
swamped.
now the
And
FBI
maybe on
are
top of all of
involved.
that, maybe they just didn't deem her to be a
Girl.
flight risk. She seemed to be relatively
Girl.
cooperative. She handed over her phone for the search and everything. She lived at home, mothering her 2 children. She wasn't giving the impression that she would try to escape and go on the run or anything. All of this meant that from the day that she committed the crime, Chelsea Perkins would be a free woman for 9 whole months before any kind of arrest was made. And during that time, the entire case takes a mental turn, and I was not expecting this. And I feel like none of you will be either. Since the news of Matthew's murder, his mum, 54-year-old Tommy Lynn, obviously wasn't doing well. That goes without saying. But she, like, really wasn't doing well, to the point she was, like, losing her mind, conducting her own armchair investigation and
Oh,
becoming
no.
deeply obsessed with getting her own justice for her son. She was barely sleeping. She was barely
Maybe you should have worked on raising a better son, I'm gonna be honest.
with finding her son's killer, believing that the police weren't doing a good enough job. Everyone around Tommy Lynn was becoming increasingly concerned for her well-being, but she just couldn't snap out of it, no matter how many people tried to help her. And then, by November 2021, 8 months since her son's murder, Tommy Lynn believed that she had cracked the case. With the help of private investigators and liaisons and updates with the actual police, Tommy had managed to get like half of the story, and that was that the killer had to be a woman previously connected to Matthew. After some serious thought and digging, she thought she knew exactly which
She's
woman
a fucking
it was.
genius.
So she began planning how she would avenge her son and bring justice to this woman. Throughout all of her armchair investigations, Tommy Lynn's husband, John, was by her side. He acknowledged that it wasn't healthy, but he felt powerless to stop his wife when she was so passionate about something that they both wanted answers to. So when Tommy came to him with her plan, he agreed to go through with it. And I don't think you're ready for how insane this is.
Oh, God.
Tommy Lynn decided that the two of them would dress up as UPS drivers.
Who are they
and
gonna fucking
deliver
kill?
A fake package to her suspect's house.
They
only
don't.
It wouldn't be a package at all.
It's not gonna be the
Tommy
right
would be
person.
holding a gun right behind the parcel. and
Have
at
I
the
been to
last
Florida?
minute,
You like
she would
Florida.
fire
Are you
through
on
it,
crack?
And she would kill her
Is
son's
crack what you
killer.
smoke?
The plan was for John to be a getaway driver. He was going to wait in the car while Tommy Lynn carried out her own murder revenge plot, and then he would speed them off into the night in an attempt to get away with their revenge crime. The plan was put into place on November 5th. Tommy Lynn and John, who were two grandparents, donned their UPS outfits, presumably purchased online, and they hop into the car to make a
Should I make
4-hour
these
drive
pumpkins
to
lit
Northeast
or
Washington.
not?
They arrived at the woman's house at
think
around
I will.
9:25 p.m. and when they got there,
Actually,
and it
I'll
all
make the
started
white
to
one a
feel real,
ghosty one.
John
That one won't be
insisted
lit.
that
The other
he
two
should come
will.
up to the house with Tommy Lynn. He wanted to be there by her side while she carried out the accumulation of all of these like months of insanity. But she insisted that he should stay in the car to be an effective getaway driver. So, alone, Tommy Lynn walked up to the woman's driveway. She knocked on the door, nervously gripping the package and the gun, but no answer. The house wasn't empty though. Inside was a 30-year-old woman who didn't come and answer at the first knock. And I don't blame her, honestly. I don't get packages delivered that late. Something must have seemed off to her, as it should have. Tommy knocked on the door again, even calling out UPS, so that the woman inside didn't think that the person at the door was the threat. And now the woman thought that it was worth answering, so she made
I
her way
literally
to the
can't
door
go to Florida.
and
Are you guys
see
forgetting
this sweet old woman in her UPS cap
everything?
smiling up at her.
I can't
Tommy
go to
Lynn
Florida.
wasted no time. With her finger on the trigger, she shot this woman twice in the abdomen and then fled back to the car to escape with her husband. Now,
Oh.
dear audience, I think you might have already worked this out.
It's
but
not the right
woman
person.
that Tommy Lynn had just shot was not Chelsea Perkins. It
Yeah,
was
obviously.
not her son's killer, but an innocent woman that had nothing to do with his death. And thank God this woman's partner was actually home with her at the time of this attack because he
Oh,
heard the
good.
gunshot,
Does
he
she
ran
survive?
straight there, was able to call 999 and get an ambulance down there quickly enough to somehow, in some kind of miracle,
Holy
save
shit.
her life. She was rushed to the hospital. She had life-threatening injuries. The chances of survival from 2 gunshot wounds to the abdomen would have been so low, and even lower had her partner not been in the house at the time to be able to call for immediate help. Had she been home alone that night, chances are she would have died. Tommy Lynn would have been a murderer. After a bunch of surgeries and a whole load of hospital time, the woman would survive.
Who
Though I
even
can
was
only
it?
Imagine the extensive, lifelong complications that would
Why
change
did she
her
think
life
it was
forever
her?
from these injuries. Of course, though, Tommy Lynn and John have a whole bunch of false beliefs about this situation. Tommy believes
Yeah, well,
that
they
she
raised
has
a
killed her
rapist,
son's
so-
killer. She believes that she got justice.
They raised
even though
a serial
that was far
rapist,
from
so-
what just happened. They sped off into the night and put into place how they would now get away with this crime. They swapped out the car's license plates to avoid being traced, but that wouldn't be enough. I guess it was actually already too late. Police were already onto
Good.
them within hours of the bullets leaving the gun. They knew
Good.
which car to track down regardless of the plates, and soon enough, a high-speed police chase ensued on the highway. These two grandparents were on the run from
Not the
police.
high-speed police
but the chase wouldn't last long. Quickly, they managed to corner Tommy Lynn and John. They were stopped in their tracks.
Good.
There was no more trying to get away with this.
What
John
the fuck?
stopped the engine and stepped out of the car with his hands up, offering himself up to the police. But Tommy Lynn wasn't getting out of the car. All of a sudden, a gunshot rang. 54-year-old Tommy had shot herself in the head with the very same gun. She died instantly, probably with the belief that she had avenged her son's murder and taken
Go
out
be
his
with your
killer.
son in hell.
What
I
a
don't
devastating turn of
care.
events. This whole element of the case with his parents' involvement is horrific in so many ways. The fact that an innocent woman was dragged into it and almost killed. The fact that Tommy Lynn took her own life in the end. Of course, now we're not only looking at an ongoing police investigation into Chelsea Perkins, but also into John now, who helped his deceased wife carry out an attempted murder. He ended up pleading guilty to his involvement in that whole plan, and he was sentenced to 3 years in prison.
3 years?
Meanwhile, where were they at with Chelsea? In December 2021, about
That
10
should be
months
way
after
more than
she'd
3 years.
actually killed the man, Chelsea Perkins was arrested and charged with the murder of Matthew Dunmeyer. The evidence against her was overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean,
Witnesses
she
saw
did a
her.
terrible
Her car
job.
is on CCTV. Her DNA
She was
is on
horrible
his
at
body,
that.
and at the scene of the crime, they had found the deleted messages between them, planning to meet up. They'd even
Like, the parents
found
had a
fake
better
suicide
plan, and their
note
plan
that
was
she had
terrible.
Drafted up on her phone, forgot to put on his phone, and then later deleted. Police have their ways at finding
Yeah.
deleted shit, you know.
Like, huh?
But despite how obvious her guilt was, Chelsea decided not to plead guilty.
I
She
guess
actually
he was
rejected
just an
a plea deal,
accomplice.
which is quite insane.
That's
I will say.
fair.
I don't know what she thought was going to happen. Like, come on, girl, you didn't try that hard to cover shit
No,
up.
you
They've got
really
you.
didn't.
They've got you. If she would have taken that plea deal, she would have gotten around 30 years in prison or slightly less, meaning that she would be a free woman by her mid-60s.
Girl.
That is like the best deal.
Why
she's
would you
gonna
not
get
take that
in
plea?
This situation, but because she
Like,
had
they got
rejected
you.
it, this case was now going to have to go to court.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
Chelsea Perkins was looking at the potential of life in prison or even the death penalty if she was found guilty. She'd rejected the plea deal, insisting
Girl,
that she wasn't guilty
that's not worth
of
it.
murder. She'd admitted that she killed him, yes.
Do an
but she
Alfred
argued that
plea
she
or
wasn't guilty
something.
of murder because she had killed him in self-defense. Now, that was going to be near
That's not how
impossible to
self-defense
argue.
works.
Honestly,
That's
quite a
not
daft
how
decision,
self-defense
if I'm allowed to
works.
weigh in like that. Who the hell
You
was her
or
legal
someone
team?
else
This is actually very
has to be
reminiscent
in
of
the
Golden
process
Sweet
of
murder that
currently
was
being in
recently
danger.
covered
You
on our
can't,
podcast.
someone
Both cases
someone
involved a
attacks
woman
you
who
and then you
has been
later go
abused by
find
the man
them.
that they killed, and that was
That's
their
not
motivation for
self-defense.
doing it.
If
But
like
at the
it was
time
an
that they
in the
actually
moment
committed their
situation where he was
respective
attacking
murders, their
you
life wasn't at risk or
and
at threat
you
by
were reasonably suspecting he was going to go on and attack other people, then you could follow him and then maybe do something. But like again,
And you have to remember the
you can't
circumstances
years
under
later
which
go
she
track
shot
someone
him.
down. That's not
It was
fucking
during a
self-defense.
fight where she had pre-packed a gun. Clearly, there was intent to kill.
Girl.
She doesn't speak of any kind of
That's not what the
struggle
fuck
or attack.
self-defense
It doesn't seem like
is.
he tried to harm her or attacked her in any kind of way that day. She didn't have self-defense wounds following the altercation. Not to mention the pre-written suicide note, man.
Yeah,
if
you're
anything
fucked.
is going
You're
to
fucked.
prove
That's
premeditation and intent to get away with murder, it's
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where everyone's opinions on this case sit, and I am so eager to read the comments when this episode goes out. Please do sound off, because I can imagine this being a very, very controversial one. But what I can tell you is where the media sat.
I wish she
This
had done
was
better.
the
That's where I
most
sit. I wish she was
sexist,
better at this.
misogynistic, straight-in fucking case
Because like I'm
that
on
we
her
have
side.
ever had to research, quite
But
honestly.
Queen, I
As
can't
we
defend
mentioned
how you
earlier,
did that. That
the
was
vibe that the
terribly
press went with for
executed.
this
That was
case
the
that
worst
she
I've
was
ever
this
seen.
Soulless, scandalous
Terrible
porn
murder.
star who murdered an innocent, devoted family man. I did see some people discussing the Centoya Brown case in relation to Chelsea's, which I think is an interesting comparison to make.
Ugh.
If you're unfamiliar with Centoya's case, she was
Okay.
a victim of child sex trafficking.
We now have
At the age of
pumpkins.
16, a 43-year-old man picked her up and took her back to his house to solicit sex from her. She was a child being taken advantage of by a man decades older than her. And when she began to feel threatened during their encounter, she shot and killed him.
Yeah, that's not the same
Centoya
thing.
was originally
Again.
in prison for life.
Which is
was met
stupid.
with
But that's
insane
literally self-defense.
controversy. Her sentence
That's
was later
how self-defense
shortened, and
works.
She's out now because, well, yeah, she was a fucking kid being raped by a man, and she absolutely acted in self-defense, in my opinion. If
Like,
you'd like us
that
to do a
is
whole
what
episode on
self-defense
Cynthia
is.
Brown's case, do let us know.
girl.
I know we've had a few revenge
Flea
murders all at
markets?
once, so no worries if you would rather us hold off on that one for now. But
I
it
mean,
is
there
one that I would
are,
kinda
but,
like
like,
to dig into. I think it's a really
anything like that is so
conversation
overpriced
to keep
now.
having. But my point with all of this is
And
that
not worth
Cynthia was a
it.
victim of human trafficking and child sexual abuse.
Okay, we'll render
But
the
she was
pumpkins
found guilty
later.
of murder by a jury, and the way that the media painted her was very similar to Chelsea Perkins. She was this unruly, dangerous prostitute skank who murdered a man in cold blood for drugs. Of course, that's fucked the fuck up, because let me repeat, she was 16 years old being raped by an old man. Sorry, 43 is not old. I just got really... I got passionate.
It's old in that sense.
Cyntoia's case and how everything played out in court with the reduced sentencing, it's often used as an example and a benchmark for these kind of cases. It's led to adjustments
True,
in framework,
Jeffu.
more studies on women in prison, and some of
I
the
would
most
personally be claiming battered women
carried out
syndrome.
by the charity
Be like,
that we mentioned
yeah,
earlier in the
he
episode,
manipulated
Rights
me
for
into
Girls.
meeting up with him
Yasmin
again,
Buffer is
and
the
then
executive director, and she is so
I
passionate about
had
funding and
PTSD
developing further
flashbacks.
studies on the
That
prison
could maybe get
pipeline
you
for
like an
women.
insanity
She looked
plea
at
or
data
something like
across
that.
a
Like,
number of states in the US of
I'm trying
girls
to
in
like
prison
think outside the box
system,
here.
and the overwhelming majority
It's like
of girls behind
I had
bars had
flashbacks
suffered some
during
kind
that
of
moment
sexual
to the point that I
or
thought it was really
physical
happening
violence.
again.
She said in some
Therefore, I
states,
thought
like
it was
South Carolina,
self-defense.
It was 81% of girls.
Maybe
In
that could be
places
the
like
argument.
Oregon, it was upwards of 93%.
But like,
And when looking at those
I think that's what I would do if I was her lawyer.
across the prisons with the girls' offences that they'd been arrested for, it was very clear that it was their victimization.
Yeah, the message history
that was
wouldn't
then
help with
driving
that,
their
but
crimes. And doesn't that go to show
you could
that a
maybe
big
argue that
majority of
the
women only end up in
pre-existing
prison and
power
even
dynamic that was
committing
already in
crime
place
because of what men do
caused
to
her
them?
to have
It's not
a
reach
different
to say that
reaction than
men
she
put
would normally
themselves in
have.
prison, and
I
they
don't know,
put
and then
women
you
there
maybe
too.
get like a psychologist or
Chelsea
someone
Perkins'
who is like an
trial
expert witness to
postponed a
help
couple of
back that
times,
up.
but she was held in custody until eventually 3 years
That'd be a
after
fucking
her
hard
arrest,
case to try,
her
dude. I
case
feel
was
so
due
bad
to
for
go
her
to trial
lawyer.
in June 2025, just this year. But a few weeks before it did, Chelsea decided to take a different plea deal. Look, I don't
Alfred
actually
plea?
know how plea deals work. Because I thought she'd rejected it once, and I thought you couldn't have it back if you rejected
No.
it once. Maybe it was
Different
a different plea
plea.
deal, maybe it was the same one, I don't fucking know. But, I mean, I'm glad that she did in the end, because I thought it was a
good.
bit dumb when she turned it down years before. Now, she admitted guilt to the second-degree murder
Okay.
of Matthew Dunmire in return for a lower sentence of 20 to 25 years. Of course, the difference between first-degree and second-degree murder is that first means that
was
without a doubt,
premeditated.
this person plotted, planned, and murdered a person with total intent. Whereas second degree is a murder happening with intent, but more in the moment and less extensive planning beforehand. And I guess this was the deal that the state was willing to put on the table for Chelsea in order to avoid having to go for court. Go for court, like it's a coffee. I mean, I personally am quite stunned that she got away with that and was able to like make a second plea deal.
Honestly,
Of course,
kudos
the trauma that
to
she
her
went
lawyer.
through, especially sexual trauma from such an early age.
Kudos
without a
to her
doubt
lawyer,
will
for
have influenced
sure.
her decision to take revenge.
'Cause,
in
like,
such a
holy
way.
fuck.
But there's no way that you can argue that that shit wasn't premeditated.
No, it was
That
definitely
shit was
premeditated,
Crazy
though.
premeditated. She wrote a whole fake suicide
like
note
the
while she
epitome
was
of premeditated.
Facebook messaging him, like, what? She was eventually sentenced in September of 2025, literally just a few weeks before I'm recording this episode. And she said in court on that day, I take full responsibility
That ear
for what
looks
I've
weird,
done.
but whatever.
Before the judge read out the sentencing that he had picked for Chelsea, he agreed that her motive was revenge, that she had had a lifetime of genuine, horrific trauma that should be taken into account. He even said she creates
Damn.
some trauma
What
on
a
herself because of her
compassionate
trauma.
judge.
He
Holy
openly said
shit.
that this was one of the most difficult cases he had ever worked on. He then sentenced Chelsea Perkins to 22 and a half years for the murder of Matthew Dunmire in the second degree. He allowed her to serve in a West Virginia prison so that she could be closer to her family. Chelsea will be in
Okay,
her 50s
Queen.
when she is allowed
God
out,
damn, you
and
got
her
20.
two
You got
children
that
will
shit
grow
down to
up
22
whole
years.
lives without their mom, just watching her in prison. Now, obviously, I don't
Wow.
believe that Chelsea Perkins should have
Like,
murdered
that's not
Matthew
nothing or
Dunlap
anything,
that
but like,
day.
holy shit.
I also don't believe that
Alright,
he
get
should have
it.
been allowed to get away scot-free from 2 strikingly similar rape allegations against him. Chelsea and the other woman that accused him were failed by the system. But I think the concept of vigilante justice is a sticky one because, well,
For sure,
where
for
do you
sure, but
draw
in
the
this case,
line?
I support
There are thousands
it.
of people that feel like they have been wronged by the legal
Because she was
system and
correct.
by police
She got the
or
right
even by
person.
other individuals.
The issue with
But if
vigilante
everyone was
justice
allowed
is
to
when
take
you
matters
fuck
into
it
their
up,
own hands and
when you
commit
do it
murder for
correctly
their
and
own
you
sense of
get the right
revenge,
person.
the world would be a fucking scary, chaotic, dangerous place, wouldn't it? One element of this case
Like, you
that
might
really,
still get
really
in
does
trouble for it, but I'm
infuriate
just
me, though, is
saying.
how infantilized
I don't
Matthew
disagree.
Dunmire is by the press. He was not a sweet, innocent family man. He had 2 rape accusations against him. He cheated on his wife with one of the women that accused him, and then he spoke to his wife like shit the next day on top of all of that. Of course, he was never officially charged with the rape of either women, so I want to be very clear stating that. But the fact that Chelsea Perkins threw her whole life away over this, the life that she had with her husband
But
and
yeah,
her 2
that's not worth
children,
it.
just in order to find some sense of peace.
I would just
and
be
a sense
petty
of
and like
justice,
ruin his
that says
career or something.
Maybe it will act as a cautionary tale, a
Like,
deterrent
call
to
his
stop other
wife
men
and
committing
tell her
rape and
that
assault,
we're
because
cheating
so far,
together.
nothing else has been
Like, you
working
can
to
ruin
lower
his
rape
life in other
statistics.
ways.
In the US,
That's still vigilante
81% of
justice.
women will experience sexual assault.
Like,
that is insane.
He
But on
could
top
have
of
just
that,
been
1 in 5 of
mysteriously
those
like capped
will
in the
be
knee.
raped. And possibly the most
You know,
soul-destroying stat
a
is that 1 in
drive-by, a
3
quick little
survivors
drive-by.
between the ages of 11 and 17.
If you're in a dangerous enough city, they might be too busy to go figure that one out. Like, it's not that
Could you imagine if
serious.
that statistic was reversed? 9 in 10 rape victims were men at the hands of women. I'm sure we'd have a lot more revenge murder on our hands if that was the case. I'm really, really intrigued to read your comments and opinions on this case. It is such a polarizing and layered situation. At the end of it all, it's still a super tragic case in so many ways. Gosh, even thinking about Matthew's own mother, he will never know that she tried to kill for him. And also,
Yeah, because she's a fucking
died for
psycho
him
just
in the
like
end.
him.
I mean, what
The
a harrowing
fuck?
thought to end this on, my god, but
Yeah, a
thank you so
murderer
much
raised
for
a
tuning into
rapist.
this
I'm
episode of
shocked
Outlaw
by
Podcast.
that.
Wow, what an insane
I'm
one.
truly shocked by that information. Oh my god, that's the most shocking thing I've ever heard. Like, yeah, no shit. Alright. Okay. Well, chat, it is 1:30. We're gonna keep drawing this on Teddy's stream. We're gonna keep going at it. Hopefully we can get the line art and the coloring done today at least. That's my hope. It's a ghost Teddy, true. Okay, let me swap back to here. Ugh. Alright. So. Alright, so Teddy's gonna work on some of the exact same shit, probably, for the whole stream. We'll watch some more stuff, we'll hang out, and then I will be live on Twitch, and only Twitch, because I'm tired, but I will be live on Twitch at 5 o'clock, 5:30, I mean, at 5:30 if you would like to join me for that. Otherwise, the redo of the private stream is this weekend. It'll be on Sunday, and then I will be live again on Monday on Teddy's Fansly and then mine. So that will be the next few days. Alright? Yes, so 2 o'clock for Teddy. She'll be here in 30 minutes. I'm gonna swap you guys over there right away though. It should just immediately throw you in there. So just wait for this outro to finish and it'll swap you. It might take a sec, but it'll swap you over. And then Twitch at 5:30. Alright? Alright. Yes. What time on Sunday? 11. I always start private streams at 11. Yes. Nice! Let's go! No, they're 11 to 11. But actually, if I get up early enough, we might do 10 to 10. I feel like 10 to 10 would allow us to get more done. So we might do 10 to 10. We'll see. Nice. 42. Very nice. Very nice. You can ask a question. Let's see, next week. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. We'll probably draw more safer work Teddy stuff next week, and then maybe listen to some spooky books or something. That could be good. Yeah. Yeah. 10 years. How many is 10 years? There's 12 months and 120 months. 120 months is 10 years. Quick maths. Okay. Let me... While I still have you here, let me pull up my shit really fast so that I can get this swapped over immediately. Exactly. 10 years, enough to be an expert at books. I can do math sometimes. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Load, bitch. It won't load. Now it's loading. Dude, sometimes VTube Studio is so fucking slow. We got there. We got there. We're still in her fall outfit, and we're there. Yes. I still need to fix her ear coloring for everything, but whatever, we're just not gonna talk about it. Okay, and with that, I will see you guys in a little bit. Well, Teddy will see you in a little bit. I will see you later on Twitch. Enjoy the outro. See you soon. Bye.